Domo, welcome everybody. We're back with Vampire Therapist. Bleh. So yeah, last we left off, we are Sam, the rootin' tootin' shootin' vampire cowboy who's still living the long trauma of losing his poor haunts princess from some heckin' vampire bandits, and that's what got him turned. But does it go bleh? Yes. But you know, we're trying to help other people knowing the things we've been through. Yeah, exactly. The rootin'est, tootin'est, blood suckingest, neck poke in the West. Yeah, exactly. Double Bijou, welcome. How you doing? So yeah, we got Andy teaching us the ropes. Yeah, hi fooling too. Yeah, double Bidge and double Ikajo, welcome everybody. Hello. And of course, Taffy hears me yapping, and he's like, "Mother, why are you yapping? I was sleeping." So yeah, we have Andy teaching us the ropes, and of course, he's all... It's like he's got to be like a professor about it and go by the books, but you know, he's just mentoring us until we can figure this stuff out. Otherwise, we get to talk to the clients ourselves. So far, we got Miss Etika as a vampire. Some rich lady, some dude addicted to plasma, and a theater actor. So yeah, we'll just continue now. Unsurprisingly, the Messetica vampire is my favorite so far.
That's right. I'm keen to see how he's getting on. That fella's got himself wrapped up real tight.
Do not expect too much change too quickly. It takes a while for thoughts to...
Oh yeah, Kitty's in my arms if anyone wants pets. He wants hugs.
It took me only 2,800 years or so to internalize what I needed.
I don't think the doc's gonna be too keen to wait that long.
I do not think he will have to. Unlike myself, he has you to guide him.
Oh gosh, I barely know what I'm doing, boss. I'm not sure I can keep track of all these new distortions I know about.
I do not expect you to. We humans are distortion machines, my friend. But let us ensure we address Dr. Drain's core distortion. You know what it is, don't you?
Hold on, I have notes. It's in my notes. Where are my notes? Let's see. Love should statements and maybe a fair amount of disqualifying the positive, so... Should mostly. It's like, the answer's both.
That's right. We can be certain he will carry this distortion with him, but I would like you to pick the rest to keep in mind, Samuel. Up until this point,
right, and he taught me more shit before we ended the stream last night, so we'll see. They're gonna test me on the new shit, so let's see how much I wind up remembering.
But now that you're aware of more cognitive distortions...
Like, oh boy, a test!
We must not use cognitive distortions as weapons to beat our clients with. So pick 4 more to keep in mind during your session.
But what do I do if I detect he's showing the distortions I'm putting aside?
That's one thing you gotta love about the channel. Straight to business, yap free. Well, I just like to get down to business. That's just my personal preference. Like, I know it's the meta to yap for like 10, 15, maybe 3 minutes or 3 hours or something like that, but I just want to get... I just like playing video games. I don't know. Maybe it's the autism.
If you did,
I mean, we could always yap afterwards if I finish early. I've done that.
Distortions. We know that Dr. Drain will exhibit should statements. What else do you think he will come to this session with?
Should statements, obviously. Disqualifying the positive. I remember him saying that. You prefer it? Well, there you go. Yeah, no, everyone's got their preferences. That's the nice thing about there being a variety of VTubers. It's like, some people like the ones that yap about certain things and some people don't. It do just be like that. Now Nosferatu and maybe overgeneralization? I don't know.
I think I've got what I need now.
Like, now I have to actually, like, pick. Oh my god.
Very good, Samuel. I will leave you to it. Have confidence. It is well earned.
Domo is welcome. Is this the Better Call Saul watch party? Not yet.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, I fucking wish. Better Call Saul's
I
great.
know you will. I will see you.
Wasn't a fan of the ending, but everything else about it was good.
I think I'm ready. And here comes the man himself. Dr.
Yo, what up?
Good to see you. Yes, well, I wish I could say the same. I have not had the most productive month.
Like Better Call Saul, more like Yeehaw Sam.
Productive wagon, huh? Last time we were talking about all them should statements. Yes, exactly. And what a waste of time that was. I took what we spoke about to heart, you know, like a fool.
Just gotta wait 100 years until it's free domain. Yeah, exactly. You need
free.
free. Yeah, no. It's like, part of me wishes he did hook up with that one guy.
You ignored the addiction problem.
But then again, the story wouldn't have happened. Breaking Bad wouldn't have happened if he did. So, yeah.
To test that theory. I have partaken of my awful plasma almost every night. I am more monster than man now.
Labeling?
Padre,
Yeah.
Machine tonight. Let's slow down and see if we can talk through what's been happening.
I get the feeling now that I picked like multiple things and stuff. More than one thing's gonna apply to the statement, so it might actually get easier. Maybe. Unless I'm completely wrong. Like,
last time you told me that
that wasn't labeling. He didn't say should.
That don't sound too monstrous to me. You forget, Sam. We are vampires. When we let loose, all the world suffers. Sounds to me like we could be having a fruitful conversation about moderation. I have a better idea. Seeing as you do not understand the gravity of the situation, I will make you understand. This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show you how should statements are the remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
Ooh, what's this? Like, that's a nice little ball. It's like, I would like to order one Domo with a side of fries. Yeah, there you go. Domo Doom guy, welcome. How you doing? It's like, I don't have fries, but I have Taffy on my lap if you want to pet him. You're fine? That's good. Yeah, so I gotta figure out which of these... Not be so quick. I will show you how are the remnants. I'm trying to figure out which one. Yeah, Fetty Kitty! Yeah, except the substitute. There you go. Looks like Jim Hawkins fell on hard times after Treasure Planet. Yeah, right? Overgeneralization? No.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite an imperative. But whence came this imperative, Samuel?
This is the plasma.
Nosferatu? No.
Is
it disqualifying the positive? No.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself.
Is it stemming?
I agree with you that should statements
It's stemming from
human,
should
but
statements.
That's the point I'm trying to
I should
make.
just every time they say should, I should just click should. Because every time I think otherwise, I'm wrong. Fries are overrated, take kitty every time. Well, there you go.
That is exactly the problem, Sam. We don't live. And this is the result most dire. Witness the wages of our sin. Now, hold on a sec, Doc. I think we better... The time for caution is over. Goodbye, Sam.
What?
What in hell?
What?
Does it feel good to be alive? And who are you, darling?
So there's this episode of Paranoid where this woman has a split personality and one of them fucks.
I'm your therapist, Doc. You know that.
What I'm saying is I'm suddenly being reminded of that episode.
Oh, how wonderful. How absolutely pathetic. A vampire therapist. Oh, what a sad, pathetic waste you are, Dr. Drain. Allow me to introduce myself, then. I am Lord Lyridus, and unlike that sad sack of quivering shit you've been talking to, I am a vampire.
Yeah, this is some Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit going on, isn't it? But no, really, it's like, I remember from the last session when he said he took the plasma, what happens to him? So I'm like, that was just something that popped into my mind. Again, the fucking autism, help me.
Kill, I drink, I fuck, and I'm dead sexy.
Well, at least this guy knows how to have a good time. But what happened to your glasses?
Weren't you wearing glasses before? I don't need glasses. Reading is what people do when they can't find anyone to fuck, which is not a problem I face. Oh, you're missing out, fella. I got into reading after I died, and there's whole worlds to discover in books. Oh, you're so fucking boring. There's a whole world to discover on
Yeah,
my
more
arse
like,
as well.
more like Dr. Jackoff and Mr. Hump. Yeah. Pretty much. Ugh. Like, careful, Taffy. He just got off my lap, but it's like I've nearly run over his tail a couple times.
Well, you don't have to be so crass. Yes, I see it in your eyes. You're afraid, aren't you, American? Your Puritan blood chills at the sight of me.
No.
Maybe I'll warm it up before I drain it from you and turn you into a husk with a stupid hat. I wouldn't try it. I'm not you, though, am I? And I am always hungry.
Oh, he blue. Got them blue eyes. That's new.
I suggest you stay right where you are.
Hog.
Oh, how our kind have fallen. What are you going to do, cowboy? Kill me?
I feel like this therapy session is off to a great start, guys. We're only like 10 minutes in. And we're already pointing a gun at our client.
But I can make sure the next few months ain't fun for you. Oh, how very kind of you to care about me, darling. It'll be our dear Dr. Drain who suffers. But I need the
As one
little
does,
words,
yeah,
so
exactly.
I suppose I'll let you live. Mighty kind of you.
Domo, Bucky.
And
Welcome.
just
How you
settle down.
doing?
We're gonna have a chat. Ugh. Talking. We are animals. We are not meant for talking. But very well. At least give me something to drink. I can rely on your piteous human blood to do me that kindness, yes? All right. But I'm watching you, Ombre. Look all you like. The show is free.
Sure.
This is better than the swill I usually prefer. I'm more of a quantity over quality sort of creature. Yeah, I know your kind. I used to be a lot like you. And I suppose now you are just as repressed as the sad creature that exerts control over this luscious body of mine.
Not as much, but, you know, just a little bit. It's like, I still remember when he was thinking about Andy being a tall glass of water.
I'm more free than I've ever been. But don't you worry about me. Let's talk about you. You're going to psychoanalyze me. I live according to my nature. You might as well interview a lion.
Well, I'm a monkey. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm sure you are the way you are for a reason. You're not wrong about that. You know the answer already. Dr. Drain needs me. I am what is missing in his unlife. I am his hidden strength. I am his true essence. He is nothing without me, which he already realizes.
Nothing without me.
Yeah, life
Yep.
seems pretty dang easy for you. Everything's so simple, ain't it? Something is and something isn't. Nothing in between.
Yeah, drain,
Nosferatu
as in
thing is
drinking.
what I
Yep.
call it.
Very punny.
Why, yes, that's exactly it. Our life is easy. It's you enlightened vampires that make it so difficult. All
Enlightened?
answers are so simple. We exist to eat, kill, and defile. All else is simply a lie. And why lie when the truth is so delicious?
He needs them beats by train. Yeah.
Please, but we ain't animals. Not even you. You wouldn't be able to appreciate all them dirty deeds you love so much if you were. A pearl of wisdom from a delectable tart. You speak truly. We are lucky indeed to have the capacity to revel in our depravity. A shame the sad little doctor does not do so. You hear him talk about what he should do, but the sad creature cannot do those things. He should give in to me, and thanks to you, he has begun to.
Should
Come
statement.
on now, you're really countering his shoulds with your
When in doubt,
shoulds?
pick
I
should.
think that proves there ain't no such thing as a
You
should everyone
should pick the
agrees
should
on.
statement.
But my shoulds are so much more entertaining. His have only bred him hundreds of years of pathetic existence. Well, that don't make a damn bit of difference. I bet there are vampires a hell of a lot more depraved than you who think you should be doing things differently. Really? Oh, you must introduce me. If there are holes I don't know about, I should very much like to know where they are. There. How old are you anyway? Dr. Drain's been summoning me for 14 years now. Oh, things are starting to make a lot more sense. You certainly sound like a 14-year-old.
Ha! Take him to Hot Topic.
The transformation has already begun. I will subsume him. His body and his mind will belong to me completely, and Dr. Drain will cease to be. Are you trying to fill my head with doubts? Do you even think that such a thing is possible?
Domo Cosmic, welcome. Watashi ga Gita and all that. How you doing? Yeah, so far, our client has a split personality when he takes drugs. And we pointed a gun at him. So, it was Pog. And, so now we're having a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of scenario going on here.
There is no such thing as doubt for beings such as we. We live or we die. That's all. And I will live. I notice a funny way you and Dr. Drain talk about each other, as though you're totally different people. You really think that's true? Have you spoken with our pathetic little doctor? You know, he doesn't drink real blood. That's why he's so weak. Hold on, how's he even alive if he's not drinking blood? Oh, the little ball of shame didn't tell you. He's not even a vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
That be... Labeling? Yeah.
Pretty dang narrow definition of what it means to be a vampire. Heck, I don't see you wearing a cape. You sure you ain't just a regular mortal? Don't be a fool. There is a minimum requirement for being a vampire, that's all. And Dr. Drain does not meet it. He's an embarrassment to our kind, and worse, an embarrassment to me. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a 400-year-old virgin. If it weren't for me, his cock would have shriveled up like a raisin.
My goodness. Well, that explains the fluids. Dumardino, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, it's like, wish you could help other monsters. Yeah, in this game, it's just vampires. I mean, they could always make a werewolf sequel. But then wouldn't you just be a vet at that point?
You're right. Dr. Drain does need you. But like it or not, you need him too. How very bloody dare you? What possible use could I have for a little turd like him?
Labeling?
None at
Yeah.
all, as long as you keep calling him names. You keep thinking of him as being a turd, and that's all he's gonna be. I admit, Dr. Drain might have a thing or two to learn from you. But he ain't gonna learn as long as you keep antagonizing him. Oh, come now, the little worm likes it. He is far better at hating Dr. Drain than I am, and I find him entirely loathsome. Then you ain't giving him room to grow. How would you feel if someone just called you an animal? I am an animal. Pure and perfect. I don't care what anyone thinks of me.
You sure about that, buddy?
Vampires ain't animals. Not even the worst of us. The moment we learned to talk and reason, living like beasts was out the window. What a strange creature you
Yeah,
are.
mummies,
You dress
werewolves,
like a buffoon,
Invisible
but
Man.
speak like a philosopher.
Yeah, just have a whole monster mash. Why not?
The buffoon is the more admirable of the two. At least he's honest. You and Dr. Drain lie and lie and lie to justify your existence. It's ridiculous to suggest that I need him. What could I possibly need him for? When I tire, I sleep. When I lust, I fuck.
Should statement. I see the should.
Come the hell on. You think we vampires should just
Like,
go on
yeah,
a
it would be a
fuck, sleep,
graveyard
repeat?
mash, pretty much.
Naturally, we should ensure that those things are fun. Otherwise, what's the point in doing them? That's it right there. I agree with you entirely. About time. I'll remove my clothing then. Or perhaps I'll remove yours.
Excuse me?
Not so fast. You're missing the point. If we're doing
It's like, sir, not like that.
because they're fun, well, everybody's got their own idea of fun. That's our human experience at work. Like me, for instance. I'm more of a high intimacy kind of lover.
Go on.
Oh, boff. You managed to make even delightful things seem so heinous. I'm only speaking the truth. What makes you so damn sure you know what being a vampire is anyway? Lie to yourself all you like, darling. We're all alike.
Overgeneralization.
Vampires out there, all with different experiences. You really think we're all the same? We are animals, darling. Like all depraved animals.
Yeah, aliens,
To
zombies,
ensure we continue
blobs,
to exist.
witches, yeah.
Well, that's a heck of a jump.
Slime.
We ain't powerless against our baser instincts, far from it. We can be better people. We can live in harmony with others. It is utterly pointless to fight our nature. Oh, that poor mortal had a family. Who gives a damn? I'm thirsty. That poor mortal must consume in order to live, and so must I. He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't need to do any such thing. I love to kill. I love the taste of blood. Why would I love it if it weren't the only way to live? Point is, you're gonna get real fucking bored if you don't find a reason to do what you're doing. Do you think I need a purpose? That's a mortal concern. I don't need a fucking legacy. I need blood.
No shoot statements.
He keeps talking about what he shouldn't do, and you keep talking about what you should do. You both act so damn sure of yourselves. You're so damn sure blood is all you need.
It's like, yeah, get your act together, buddy. You are a party animal.
Fucking.
Sir, you've mentioned it like 20 times. Please, keep it in your pants.
No, but hombre, you live forever. Food and sex is enough for animals. They got short lives. They get threatened and they die real quick. I know a lot of vampires who live like animals, and every single one of them is lost. Like him or not, Dr. Drain is your reason for living. Hell, if he didn't make this plasma stuff, you'd still be buried deep somewhere in his head. Fuck you. Dr. Drain is a pathetic little liar, and I will destroy him. That's what he wants. Then I'll come for you.
Which definition do you mean, sir?
If you're gonna kill me, you better be a quicker draw than I am.
Yeah. It's like, I wanted to be like, is that a gun in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? But no, that is actually a gun.
No need.
Yeah, both.
I do thirst, though. And I smell something downstairs. I smell mortals and virgins. Oh, how delicious. You've been holding out on me, cowboy.
Hey, hands off the merchandise.
You can drink what's in that bottle till Dr. Drain comes back. I ain't letting the likes of you near them people. At least you're aware enough to know that I am a ravenous beast, and beast that I am, I must kill.
Damn, boy, you asking for a death sentence.
You will do no such thing to my mortals. Restrain yourself.
At least he's smart enough to know that it's time to step in. It's like, hey, buddy, he's threatening to attack your clients.
Oh, now who is this beautiful morsel?
I am far older than any blood you have ever tasted, whelp. Do not dare to think you can overpower me.
Don't threaten me with a good time, daddy.
Ew.
I will keep this poor animal contained, Samuel. You did excellent work in handling him. Deserve some rest. I will meet with you later.
If you're sure.
Do not worry. I have no need to hurt.
Well, now I'm just disappointed. All right, Andy. I'll talk to you later. And Lord Lurid, or whatever your name is, think about what we talked about, huh? Dr. Drain's got something you need.
Yeah, restraint.
Oh, Vom, get out of here already. Not you two.
Well, I got an achievement for surviving. Oh, goodness.
Tornation. Barely walked out of that one alive.
Yeah, like Sarumi from Blaze Blue. Oh, God, it's been ages since I played that game, but I remember.
If it isn't the Lone Ranger.
Hey, Crimson.
You look a little down, cowboy. Have a shot.
I don't mind if I do.
Rough one tonight.
I'll say.
You can say that. My client went a little feral. Tried to attack me.
That ain't good. I hope you booted their ass out.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't himself.
Don't put yourself
Whoops.
into too much danger, cowboy. Cleaning up a pile of ashes isn't my idea of a good night.
I gotta stop tapping when I finish reading the sentence.
So what? He just went and turned into a monster?
More or less. Went from a restrained fella to a hedonist beast.
How do you think you handled it?
I pointed my gun at him,
I think I did all
so...
right. I learned a whole bunch
Good.
of cognitive distortions now, so I was still able to challenge the beast.
And it's like, I love to overgeneralize with should statements that disqualify the positives. Yeah, right?
He's still desperate for help, even if he doesn't act like it.
Like, you ever get that thing where you play a game in another language and keep skipping dialogue because you're not sure they're done talking? Oh yeah, I do it with Japanese games all the time. It's like, I have streamed Japanese games before. It's like, having fun? Yeah. It's like, so far so good. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing, is that it's like, due to how the language structure is, sometimes the way they talk is longer than what the translation makes it out to be. In 14, it's so easy to do that. Fair enough.
I can see why Andy likes you. A heart's still beating in there.
I'm a creature of the night too. I just
Yeah,
wanna
Doom
help
guy.
my kin.
People like talking to you, cowboy. They can't help sharing their lives with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeehaw! You're welcome.
Whatever it is about you, folks are always going to prefer talking to you over killing you.
I surely do hope you're right.
You know my big secret already. I wouldn't have told it to you if I didn't believe in you.
Yeah, the true cowboy vampire experience.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'm humble.
Quit it with the aw shucks stuff. Now you're just trying to be cute.
Yeah, I've heard about 14, but I know there's a lot to it, and it's been around for a pretty long time. I'm sure it is if it's what up your alley.
And making success visit.
Have a sweetness for southern drawls. Well, yeah, it's a mighty fine kind of accent. Yeah, 14's the MMO. Am I worth it? Absolutely. Worth what? $350.
Oh, hey, it's my little
Oh.
buddies. How's it going, kids?
Bad.
Yeah, I heard the story's really good, and I know the near crossover thing is permanent. So that alone, I would think is worth it.
I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie. What's going on?
It's like, you already got one of me. Well, it's like you wanted, I don't know, buy a sub? I don't know what to tell you.
I've got customers to serve. Go talk in the kink room.
Would you like to chat in the kink room, Maxie?
It's like, getting a sub does mean you get to use my emotes, which are an infinite amount of little me's.
I would like that very much.
So what's going on, Maxie?
My boss yelled at me today and made me sad.
Your hoodie's still in transit? Okay, yeah, I would suggest contacting Etsy about that, if you haven't already. Because I did check with, them. They are... Yeah. Let me see. I did get a message from them asking for updates. And I think yours might be the only one that's stuck, Arditto, because he said... Yeah, 2 sales from Australia, 1 in the UK, 1 in the USA. Sold 2 hoodies. Let's see. Yeah, changing suppliers since our current one is bad for orders outside the US. There will be the same supplier we use for Europe. Sorry again for how slow everything is. Should be 1 order still not delivered in Australia. So yeah, you might still be the only one still hanging. Oh, if it's because of the hurricane, then yeah, that was probably it, unfortunately. Again, I would strongly recommend contacting Etsy about the delivery and be like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, Cosmic, I was gonna ask you, did Miss Seneca get hers? But yeah, you haven't encountered near stuff. The story's fantastic. Oh, one of the only games that actually made you cry. Well, that's good. Yeah, I figured that. No, I've heard good things about 14. You need to poke them again? Okay.
Well, what happened?
Someone injected a malicious SQL query into our API and used it to execute code. We did not have
Like, yeah, sorry for the delay.
So they were able
but
to drop the user tag entirely.
we've been trying to look into it. Unfortunately, it looks like we did kind of get screwed on the shippers. Yeah, you get those for following me, so you got those at least. Yes, hello, Bucky.
I warned the back
But anyway, I'm
developers that this
getting
would
distracted,
happen,
my
but
goodness.
I got all of the blame.
That sounds like a real mess, Maxie. Reminds me of the time I forgot to lock the gate on a cattle drive. By morning, every last cow was gone, just like your, user table thing.
You also live in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, just contact them being like, hey, I'd like an update on my shipment. See what's going on. Put on some glasses.
Maybe your boss was hopping mad, but I bet next time they'll listen to you.
Am I the only one who is now aroused?
No, Reinhardt, I am also aroused.
Okay, get on over here and pass me some neck.
Alright, bite time. Look away if you're squeamish.
I already had a bad day and now you try to kill me?
Sorry, Maxie. I guess I'm a little off myself tonight.
I'm trying. It's a little hard to aim.
I feel as though all my worries have been sucked
Yeah, bloody
away.
the nerd.
I am well acquainted with this feeling, Hazi.
And you will be once more.
They come to get bitten? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Usually how it goes in the vampire mythos is people can get high off of it, so I think that's just the idea.
I think that's my cue to get to my coffin.
Yeah, Blade the Haunts.
Scared the American away, Maxie.
I suppose I am a very bad girl.
All right, I'm out. Bedtime for Sam. See you kids later.
Yeah, nerd.
Samuel, greetings.
Oh, hey, Andy.
What is wrong, my friend? You don't seem your chipper American self.
I guess I ain't too happy to be seeing tonight's client.
Do I drink?
I'm
No.
still feeling the tongue.
Ah, yes, the Senora d'Este. She certainly has a way with words.
It ain't that. It's just this sense I get. Like she thinks I can be a certain way just because she tells me to.
Aha. At least that makes her core distortion clear, doesn't it? You know what it is, of course.
Control fallacies.
That lady's got control fallacies out the wazoo, and they've given her centuries of stress.
I do not know this term, wazoo, but you are correct. The woman who chooses immortality so that she can ensure her family makes the correct decisions probably has some control issues.
I'll say.
And taking out her stress on me.
Wazoo.
Criticisms too much to heart, my friend. You are simply a convenient target, an element within her control.
That still don't make it much fun.
I will not deny that Senora d'Este is a confrontational client, but take her presence as a gift, however you can.
It's like, I don't want to drink it. I told you, I don't drink alcohol.
A woman so powerful in her time has much to teach us. You have all the tools you need at your disposal to help her. Consider your approach.
Yeah, so of course she's got control fallacy. Probably disqualifying the positive. Probably labeling again. Should and overgeneralization. I think those are good.
All right, I think I'm ready.
I will leave you to meditate then. Be well, Samuel, and let this 3,000-year-old tell you, you are a fantastic therapist.
Thanks.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
trying my
You're
best.
gonna make me blush. Get on out of here, boss. I can handle this.
I know you can.
Now I think I'm ready. And here she comes. A deep breath. Howdy, Senora. Nice to see you again.
Liar. You are as pleased to see me as I am to see you, therapist.
Yeah.
We're gonna get straight into it, huh? All right, lay it on me. Why ain't you happy to see me?
Because you are a worm.
Now, I've been called a lot worse. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, Senora.
Yeah, she does have a cool hat.
You are a worm because of the way you wriggled into my mind the last time we spoke, leaving behind loathsome doubts.
Did I make you think for once, ma'am?
The only reason I am here is to confront you for your beastly behavior. I come to you in crisis, and you suggest that I am the cause of my own woe. Aren't you supposed to help me?
Yes.
Senora, you came in here telling me that Art is dead. How am I supposed to help you with that?
I don't know. But telling me that my existence has been a complete waste of time is not
I definitely don't remember saying that, Senor. What I said is that you ain't gonna change the world for anyone. But that doesn't mean your work wasn't worth anything. That's what I call... That's what I call a control fallacy. Senora, you're one person. One powerful, intelligent, and talented person. But
Give me
one
vibes of the
abilities.
old woman from Spirited Away.
Expect to reach
Yeah.
everyone.
She likes her
Doesn't
control.
matter how good the art you produce is. It ain't gonna help a fellow like me who grew up without ever having heard the name Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? Who is Michelangelo?
The guy what painted the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey, or a turtle. It is Michelangelo.
Oh.
Signora, you want to talk about wasting time? What's using me as a punching bag doing for you?
Like, ma'am, I'm American. I don't know how to say words.
Very well. I will speak plainly. I am angry with you, Mr. Walls.
At least she's honest.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was, this is most horrifying.
Disqualifying the positive?
Listen
No.
carefully, Samuel. It is not only truth.
Yes.
Overgeneralization?
Listen
No.
carefully, Samuel.
Yes, perhaps not.
Listen carefully.
What is it?
Yes, perhaps not all I.
Listen carefully, Samuel.
How's it?
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a.
Maybe it'd help if we looked at that wording you used. A waste of time, effort, and pain.
Okay, whatever. It's probably actually something else. I just didn't pick the 5, so in my 5s that are like, next best thing.
Even if you didn't achieve your goals in them efforts, you can't just say they were a waste of time.
And it's like, yeah, just like how I pronounced Morocco.
Now, if you spent 400 years watching bad TV, then I might agree with
He'd
you.
probably say Morocco too.
A disgusting notion. I am already dead. I do not need my mind to actively decompose by watching Batflix's late.
So maybe let's reserve waste of time for trash, huh? I can see why it'd be upsetting to see something you put a lot of effort into not work out.
It is more than upsetting. It is devastating. I did not just fail to bring the understanding of true beauty into the world, I failed to bring it to my own familia. I watched them die.
Like, oh no, you're related to her. Oh no.
It was not the physical death that caused me the greatest pain, but the spiritual death.
Well, she's very much a matriarch, so it's like, if you can relate to the idea of like being in charge and trying to get people to do the things they're supposed to do for the betterment of others or something, and it feels like it was all for nothing or something. Maybe relatable.
They had no
I don't know.
care for the Gonzaga name nor the Deste name.
Yeah, Doom
Despite
guy?
my sacrifice and all my efforts, they pissed away my legacy.
Just wasted efforts? Okay, that too. Like, might have gone a little too specific there. Yeah, wasted efforts alone is enough. Okay, thanks.
Ooh, sounds like there's a lot to unpack
Thanks,
here.
Doom guy.
It is a dark and painful story, Mr. Walls. A story where my greatest joy turns to ash, and I was powerless to stop it. When last we met, did I tell you about my son,
No?
No, I don't think so.
Federico? Ah, my dear Federico, my little clown, my delicate artist, my beautiful boy.
Holy shit, is her son gonna be the one positive thing she talks about? She really is a mom, isn't she?
I suffered for him, Mr. Walls. I put up with my husband, Frankie, and all his brutishness, all his licentiousness. All for Federico. I raised him to be intelligent and clever, to understand the gentle arts and philosophy. I raised him to be a Deste. But for all my efforts, I could not cool his Gonzaga blood, and it persisted for a century, to the ruin of our house.
Not
I know
labeling?
great powers, Samuel, but power over blood, that I shall never have.
But for all my efforts,
I hate to break
And
it to you,
control.
senor, but every kid's got two parents,
Like, I
whether they
wasn't
know 'em or
sure.
not, and kids have got minds
It's
of their
like,
own.
because I figured it had something to do with the blood, but I was like, I didn't know if she was blaming the blood?
I refuse to believe that we are trapped by our blood.
Yeah,
What was
she
my
is
destiny
a
as a
little
girl?
extreme.
Men of my time said it was to be servile and docile. A political What saved me from that fate? Knowledge, study, an appreciation of art, music, history, and literature. In the same way, I should have been able.
No, should
Why do you
David!
think you should have been able to save your son?
I was his mother. If I did not save him, who could?
I'm not saying someone else could. I'm saying that responsibility to save your son, that you should save him, doesn't line up with the truth. It ain't some kind of destiny for one person to save another.
Clearly, it was not my destiny to save my son. But my failure did not end with my darling Federico. I was only 153 when the once great Gonzaga house surrendered all its honor to the hated Spanish. I stood by, useless as a statue, as the Gonzaga name burned in the war of the Mantuan succession.
That sucks. Stopping a
So
war?
there's a whole ass war going on and you're supposed to stop it? How's that work?
I gave up my humanity to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
Senora,
Control
being a
fallacy,
vampire
yeah.
gives us a lot of powers, but it doesn't give us the power to control.
It's like,
a
do they
single
still
human
have the
being,
usual
let
vampire
alone
stuff,
a
having
whole
to be
dynasty
invited
of
into
them?
houses burning and sunlight? It seems to be that way because it even goes as far as them having to bring their coffins around, so I think so. Which makes me wonder why there's even a mirror here in the first place.
When the heck have we ever listened to our betters? I ain't no historian, but I know enough to know people are liable to making the same mistakes over and over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Humans
You
have got
gotta
that
bury
old
yourself.
pesky free will thing that makes them do dumb things.
Perhaps you are correct. I understand what you are trying to do, Mr. Walls.
What am I trying to do, Senora?
You are trying to tell me that I've been living a lie for more than 400 years.
I ain't doing anything like that, Senora.
Do not fret, peasant. We are in agreement. I have been living a lie. We all have.
Everything is a lie! Yeah, oh god, yeah, she called us a peasant. Oh, little peasant man, little peasant cowboy.
As I told you last time, I know my own foolishness. But time has not made my mortal concerns fade.
Yeah, die is a lie, yeah. No, you had it right the first time.
In my mind, I know that virtue, love, chastity, wisdom, honor, these kinds of words were created by men to make us supplicant. But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of virtue. I have loved it ever since I was a child.
Labeling?
It ain't
Yeah,
foolish to
because
have
it is a
ideals, Senora.
word.
Wanting to better ourselves is maybe the thing that makes us human.
Perhaps, but whose better do we strive toward? That I follow the better of old perverts is what makes me foolish.
Yeah, it's another thing is not just how you use a word towards a person, but also the word itself can be important. That's what I'm picking up here for when this applies.
Senora, people have been following the ideals of old perverts
This would
for
presume people,
thousands of years.
someone freeze at the
Why are
age they
you a
would
fool?
become a vampire. Yeah, pretty much. Maddie is like thousands of years old, but she still looks like she's in her early 20s.
Do not mistake, Mr. Walls. We are all fools.
Meanwhile, when Sam got turned, he already had a wife and kid. So that's why he's middle-aged.
Oh, well, that's better then.
Mind your tone. I will tolerate a fool, but not an impertinent one. As I was saying, my folly was to fall in love with these ideals as a child. I used to love all the tales of Roman mythology. I saw myself in all the goddesses. I saw my strength and chastity in Diana. In Minerva, my wisdom. In Venus, I saw my timeless beauty and romantic nature.
Romantic nature.
Romantic nature? What a wretched parrot I hear. Do not look at me so. Yes, I was a romantic. Until reality came crashing down upon me.
Talk more about the pretty women.
Look at this painting I had commissioned.
Ooh.
What am I looking at? I don't know much about art.
The figures standing upon the arch are Venus and Mars. Mars is portrayed by my idiot husband Frankie. Beside him, I stand.
Look at his eyes, just like awooga, while looking down, like woo.
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
You may appreciate my beauty, peasant, but do not let your eyes linger upon my once supple body over long. This is art, not pornography. But look closer and you will see that even this art is a lie. This is the dream of a foolish girl to be enjoined in pure romantic love with a
Yeah, it's like
handsome
both of these things
warrior.
could be true.
I believed so hard, Mr. Walls, that I thought I could make it true.
It's called hentai and it's art.
But this handsome man is not Frank. This is Frankie. He is not Mars, but Vulcan.
Well, he's got some abs. I'll give him that.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yes, I did not shy from truth. But see how love's aim goes amiss and strikes his gangrenous penis rather than his heart. See the grapes behind him, for the drunkard is never far from his true love. See how he flails helplessly, as if begging a true warrior to put a sword in his belly.
I'm sensing we've got some work to do around your husband.
Yeah.
Whatever gave you that impression? The man was created solely to crush my view of the world and my place in it. Naturally, I might have some issues around. I now believe that Frankie was the truest man I ever met. That is what broke my heart. I maintained the illusion that he was my Mars because that is what I needed. I was not ready to face the truth.
Sounds like you labeled yourself into quite a bit of self-loathing.
Oh, but I knew. Even as a 15-year-old girl, I knew. But I could not accept that I was married to the legendary penetrator of Mantua.
The what?
Is it any wonder that I prefer the lie of Virtu? Is it any wonder that I still prefer to believe it? Problem is men. You are all weak animals who would give up your...
That's an overgeneralization, ma'am.
I don't even know
Objection!
who Lucretia Borgia is.
She is the inventor of twerking. All men flock to her.
Yeah,
as
it's
I'm
like-
sure you would. They
It's
say
like,
she
ma'am,
was
please.
blonde, but she looked like a redhead to me. You know what they say about redheads. Kissed by Lucifer.
Dang, Senora. Your overgeneralizations are...
Like, Grandma, can you not be racist for 5 fucking minutes?
Now, I know you got your reasons for feeling the way that you do. Real personal ones. But recognize where your experience is making you narrow your thinking. I mean, Senora, I'll be straight with you, as you're a tough lady. Here's where I think it's coming from.
You're comparing people to gods.
You're comparing people to gods, including yourself, and everyone's favorite
Oh, whoa.
test.
It's like, yeah, it's like giving a fish the standards of a bird and it will always fail.
Frankie, we're never gonna be Mars. You weren't never gonna
Yeah,
be
she is being a
Venus.
grouch
You
too,
weren't born
but
out of no shell.
I think the god comparisons is a little more important.
And you will never be anything but a peasant.
Heck, Senora, I'll be as surprised as anyone if I get invited to a high society dinner. I can tell I'm hitting a sore spot, but maybe that means that's what we've got to focus on.
Yeah, the flying fish. Yeah, just
I do
fly
not
fish.
like you, Sam Walls. But you are correct. I betray my own purity of spirit with my anger.
But we can worry about that Saturday. Saturday, I'm gonna play the new Nikki update.
But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Labeling?
Senora
No.
has a rather dim view of humanity.
But I say,
Overgeneralization?
The
No.
Senora has a rather dim...
Disqualifying the
Just a minute
positive?
there, Senora.
Okay.
Humanity ain't worth preserving? I say you're wrong. Damn wrong. Look at yourself. Look at what you've created. Ain't no goddess has ever done what you've done. You brought some of the finest art ever produced into existence. You ran your own city, which is something I'm pretty sure Venus never did.
Is there a scoring system? No, I mean, there is an achievement for doing a perfect run, but there's no guide, so I don't care. So, really, I'm allowed to fuck up as much as I want.
that is true. Our mortal concerns seem so pedestrian, though.
Senora, humanity is all we got. Even if we're immortal, every word we're speaking is a result of our humanity. Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and some of us sound like peasants. But all that messiness is worth something. It makes us who we are. Senora, I don't think you're a goddess. I think you're way more interesting and impressive, because you're real.
You have great wisdom for a peasant, Sam. And your kerchief is a fetching shade of red that matches your eyes.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Well, thanks, Senora. Let's focus on you, though. What happens if you're not that perfect goddess?
Yeah, it's like suddenly she's complimenting us, like, whoa, alright.
I suppose I have always felt that if I could not live to my ideals, I would be left with nothing. I would be discarded like Frankie's mistresses and die of some sex disease. Oh, Mr. Walls, I know you speak the truth. I wielded great strength in an age where women were not respected. But I alone feel the weight of my family's collapse, so I feel responsible for it. But I was the only person capable of preserving my family, Sam. That is what makes my failure so poignant.
You weren't, though. Yeah,
Senora,
control fallacy.
What if you weren't the only person capable of preserving your family? What if no one person was?
I don't know. I never considered such a thing.
Well, try to consider it now. What if you accepted that whatever was going to happen to your family was going to happen?
You sound like a Calvinist.
Never mind with the labeling for now. How would you feel if you knew nobody can control what happened to the Gonzaga house?
I think I would feel relieved.
Don't worry, ma'am, it's a canon event.
Whatever happened to your family, fault never belonged to you. You were the one who named yourself responsible. No one else did. Look at who you are. And I think you can be damned impressed at who that lady is.
Damn you.
Oh, did we make her cry?
Too late, Senora. Look, let's wrap up tonight, huh? I think you did great. You probably got some stuff to think about.
Yes. Thank you, Sam. I will see you in a month.
Of course, Senora. I'm looking forward to it.
Goodbye, Sam.
Wow, we actually made progress. My
I'm
God.
an admirer.
Oh, shit.
I think Isabella d'Este has liked fewer than 5 people in her hundreds of years of existence, and you are one of them. Remember, though, that romantic entanglements between a therapist and client are absolutely forbidden, in case you are tempted.
Yeah, no dual relationships.
Come on now, Andy. I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Of course, should the mind wander into fantasy, that is entirely acceptable.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you're just messing with me now.
I could not help it. It's rather cute. The First Lady of the Renaissance and humble cowboy Samuel Walls. Quite a picture, isn't it?
Yeah, you got dumb himbo cowboy Samuel with tsundere Ojo-sama lady renaissance. Yeah, very cute.
Drink.
Double tutu. Okay, YouTube's working today. Thank goodness. Yeah, bom dia. Hello. Like, it wasn't working yesterday, and I was like, God dang it. I don't know what it is. Like, I'll keep, like... It's like, I tried resetting it in both OBS and in Stream Elements, so... I don't know. Maybe it's their bot acting up. It could be OBS acting up. I don't know. Either way, I see you. I perceive you. Hello.
I'm sorry, Samuel. Please, drink. Ask Crimson for the Royal Virgin. It's my very best. I think you deserve it.
Yeah, whatever. You have a good night, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Rest in Pisces.
And I thought I had family problems.
Oh, right. I got an update with Drain. I should probably read that, too. It's like, gotta read the updates. Hello, Caddy. Welcome. How you doing? He's like, I'm doing good. How you doing? We're back with the vampires. Yeah, Dr. Drain transformed into Lord Ludris during our session today. That dude has got some issues. Ludris hates Dr. Drain, and Drain hates him. Ludris loves what Drain rejects. Blood and schmeck. Ludris believes in acting like our animal selves without apology. Where Drain is scientific, Ludris is unscientific. Again, Jackal Hyde. Ludris is extremely confident. I gotta talk to Dr. Drain about where this Lord Ludris comes from and see if I can't get these two fellas speaking the same language. If only you could have them talk in the same room. But then, again, they're the same person. We really got into the Senora family's issues today, and there's lots of them. She's hopping mad that they didn't meet her standards. Isabella died so she could control her family. Didn't work. Her husband and son were both major disappointments to her, especially her son. Like when she was speaking so highly of him. Oh, wait, but things happened. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, it sounds like she still loved him, even if things didn't work out. She really hates the Spanish. She did not expect the Spanish Inquisition. Might be a little obsessed with their late husband's failings as a man. You think? The senora is still holding a lot of anger. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, though. Next time I'll see if I can't push a little more. Yeah. Yeah, nobody did.
I need me a Crimson special after that one. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could fashion me up one of them blood cocktails?
I reckon so. Got a lot on your mind tonight, cowboy.
Yeah, just thinking about family stuff. I got this client who's got some real tough family issues to go through, and it got me thinking about my own. Or my lack of family, at least.
You got any family left?
I've got a great granddaughter kicking around apparently, but she's got no connection to this old cowpoke.
Huh! Well, with so many greats, it's like, yeah, your gene pool is like completely gone.
Not sure what she'd say if a man dressed like a cowboy introduced himself as her vampire relative from the 1800s.
I see your point. Sounds like you don't have many family problems then.
How much you want to bet we'll meet her? I don't know. We'll find out.
I reckon so. Family means a lot to my client, though. I hope my perspective's still useful.
How do you think she's handling her therapy so far?
Pretty well. I
She's
think
doing
that was our
pretty well,
best session,
She spent a long
period,
time
so
judging herself
far.
by her family's achievements, but I think she's starting to recognize the fruitlessness in that.
Seems like you don't need her family to be able to give her some hope.
I suppose not. Rich family problems were never going to be my specialty anyway. You got family back home, Crimson?
Yeah, I've got some family. We don't talk too much. I went a little wild after I got my diagnosis. They're not too fond of my lifestyle choices, but hey, at least I'm alive. And I get to hear them gossiping about how I don't age.
Well, you chose a good age to stop getting older. I often wish I weren't such a dusty old corpse, but death comes when it comes.
Sometimes he's still waiting for me to give him an opening.
Death always is. Pardon me for asking, but is there a reason you're choosing not to be a vampire?
There is, but I'm not talking about it tonight. A little mystery makes life a bit spicier, don't you think, cowboy?
Yeah, we got to get your character development and all that stuff. I get it.
Oh, I wasn't trying to pry or nothing.
Bullshit. I know you're curious. Here, consolation prize.
Glass.
But what is it?
Black Widow. Black stuff's just food coloring. Figured you were in the mood for a scary lady tonight.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. Think I'll take this to my coffin for a quiet night.
You do that, honey. And don't spill in Andy's coffin. He'll act like he's not mad, but you know he's mad.
Why should I be upset? What has happened has happened.
Not bad, cowboy. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, I'm going. See you later, Crimson.
Doing good, honestly. Just stopped by to say hi. Won't see you for a couple weeks because of exams. Okay, fair enough, Caddy. Good luck with your exams. You love this cowboy? Yeah, no, Sam's great. Like, I'm glad he's the main focus. He's very, grounded and friendly, so that's why I'm like, yeah, no, I would like to have him as his therapist.
There we are. Gotta get me one of these fancy coffins for back home. Now, let's see. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm either gonna find a passage from Little Women that's
And not weird. Yeah, he's normal. That's like, ironically, the vampire cowboy is the most normal person in this entire game.
Or I'm going to bed.
No, that is nice. Yeah, I think they said Andy gave us this coffin. It's nice. We get TV in here. Let's go to
That's
sleep.
enough fun for one day. Good night, son. See you in hell.
Samuel, greetings. I believe you are seeing our actor friend tonight, are you not?
Yeah, it's actor then Maddie, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I still ain't sure I'm the right therapist for that fella.
There may not be a right therapist for him, but let us think positively. He has put himself in your care, and that is a tremendous step.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking it's gonna be an uphill battle.
At least his core distortion is clear, don't you think? You know what it is, I am sure.
He's a gaslighter, so wouldn't it be emotional reasoning?
It's gotta be emotional reasoning. I ain't never seen someone so dramatic.
Certainly Edmund's thinking is derived from his intense emotions. But what spurs his emotions?
Personalization?
It's personalization, right?
Of course, a distortion common to many with narcissistic tendencies.
Yep, it's the Edmund Keane show, all day, every day.
I recognize your disdain, but pause a moment. It must be difficult for Edmund to make everything all about him all the time, don't you think?
He doesn't have to make everything about him, though.
He doesn't know that. Keep digging, Samuel. You will find his truth. Choose your distortions well.
Alright, well... that might work.
I'm all hosted up now.
Very good, Samuel. I wish you patience and compassion. Good luck.
See you later, Andy.
Let me just refresh myself on those things. Whatever page they're on. Yeah, emotional reasonings, we act like our feelings represent reality, but no matter how you are, feelings alone don't define the world. Yeah, it's like, I get shivers walking into this ghost town, so it's gotta be haunted. Feeling comfortable around the young vampires, they must be up to no good. Well, personalization. We assume things happen because of us. External events to ourselves. Vampire Country Club doesn't allow cowboy hats. They made that rule just to discriminate against me. The cattle got spooked and ran off. They must have been scared of my face, not the thunderstorm. Okay. I think I got it.
Alright, now what did Andy teach me?
Because they taught us that stuff like at the very end of the stream the other day, so that's why it's like I gotta check. No, I'm tucking you in. Yoshi. I don't have a coffin. You get in your coffin.
I think I'm ready. Right on time. I think I hear him coming. Hey, Edmund, good to see you. How you been feeling these past few weeks?
Empty, my dear boy. Empty. I am but a vessel.
Well, then there's no coffin
a vessel
tucking.
made for a single purpose. But alas, and alack, that purpose is in supply most rare.
You mean acting, right?
Aye, that's the rub.
They expect Jack White to
My
need
dear boy,
therapy.
Acting. My thespian blood goes rancid with stagnation, and the only cure seems to me irreprehensible now. I do not wish to face these mortal directors, for they dare to tell me my art.
Ain't that what directors are supposed to do?
Oh, my dear boy. No
I'm thinking about your
director can thrust
doorbell.
greatness upon you at any rate. In mine own case, mine greatness hath already been achieved.
Well, maybe you can help me understand a little better. You said that greatness was thrust upon you, right? How did that happen?
Ah, you are curious to hear what circumstances created this actor non pare. I cannot blame you. Well, recounting such a history will please me indeed. I first rattled the foundations of the stage as a mere babe. Indeed, too young for memory, and yet old enough to command attention. Clad only in swaddling cloth at the age of 4, I was Cupid himself. But my arrows seemingly went astray, for the entirety of the audience fell in love with me.
Aw, little baby!
It is the stuff of legend. For tender as my mind was, I could not bear witness to my own greatness. But it does prove that I was indeed born great.
But you said greatness was thrust upon you.
It was a matter of necessity. You may not guess it from my gentle speech, but I am no lordling. Selfishly, and surely to spite me, my father shuffled off his mortal coil when I was but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. It left my mother and myself in dire straits.
To spite me. Personalization?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Your old man died selfishly. Well, what do you mean?
Well, what kind of a father drinks himself to death when he has a beautiful baby son at home? I at least waited until my son was older before I did the same.
Okay.
Eddie, come on. Listen to yourself. I'm sure you didn't die to spite your son, just as your pa didn't die to spite you. I ain't gonna deny his choices hurt you, but they weren't all about you.
Forgive me then. 'Tis ever the fate of an actor to feel every emotion more keenly. The situation my mother and I were left in was most precarious. We were the lowest of the low, you see. We lived in the rookeries and begged for our bread. But he that hath wit must make content with his fortune's fit. And oh, did we beg. She was my Queen Gertrude, and I her filthy little Hamlet. Did I mention I played Hamlet at age 14?
No, but that's impressive.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Well, anyway, my mother was a competent actress, but it was my wit alone that saved us from destitution.
It sounds like
Yeah,
your mother did a lot
your
for
mom
you.
was probably
I'm
nice.
sure the people loved you, but could you have done it alone?
I suppose my dramaturgical purpose would have been lost without a scene partner, but it was I whom the throngs came to see.
Yeah, I have noticed that the quality of his audio is kind of shitty. I don't know if maybe he did have a bad mic or something like that. It could be literally anything. But we're just this is how it is, unfortunately. It's like, I imagine this was a small studio, so they just hired actors, and then the actors were just recording in their own homes with their own equipment. So, yeah. Yeah, give him a break. He had the munchies that only Mike's could satisfy. Yeah, exactly.
But you might be disqualifying your mother's contribution to your greatness, right?
I don't see how that is relevant, but I suppose so. Let me continue unabated, sir. Forsooth, I was so prodigious that, at the age of 7, I garnered the attention of one Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots.
Flopbot.
'Twas he who paid to get me off the streets and into the dormitories. He said, "Edmund, my cherub, the streets are not for you. One day you will be the greatest of actors."
Hey, how about that? You went and proved him right.
Piffle. Master Flopbot never gave a fig about my potential. I was a prop to him, a symbol of his generosity and high breeding.
Still helped you.
Every month he would stage an elaborate party with all the well-to-do society of London. The dandy fop would stand upon a dais and announce himself as the savior of the city's poor. That was my cue. I would be lowered down from the rooftop, wearing naught but swaddling clothes and a set of opulent wings.
Damn, he must have really loved your Cupid role, huh? Giving you wings. Or maybe he just liked Red Bull.
The gentry's delight was my dungeon. But I would flit among them, reprising my breakout role as Cupid by shooting little arrows of love at them. At the age of 7, it was most disquieting.
Yeah, true. There's a difference between being a little baby boy at 4 and being a little baby boy at 7.
At 11, on the cusp of manhood, the shame was too much to bear.
Dang, Eddie, that sounds awful. That Flopbot fella had no right to do that to you.
Yeah, never mind. He seems like a jerk.
No, indeed. I remember my last performance quite vividly. The titters and leering glances from the guests linger ever in the back of my mind. And fool that I was, I played my part still.
No
Hold on a
shoulds!
sec there. You saying you should have stood up for yourself. Where the heck does that come from? You were 11 years old. How the heck were you supposed to know any better?
Yeah, you were just a baby.
Paraded around in swaddling clothes was a farce.
A little Cupid
and yet I
baby.
played along. So yes, I should have done something about it.
No
And
shoulds.
then what would have happened?
I don't know, but I would have been spared the indignity that I participated in.
You didn't have those answers then, and ain't nobody would expect you to. That's kind of how exploitation works, Eddie.
Indeed, the word exploit was not even in the standard lexicon at that point. How could I have known? Regardless, I swore that night to never be a puppet again. I stole away and gave myself to the mercy of Poseidon. The bargain was struck, and he swallowed up my hated swaddling clothes and wings. In desperation, I signed on with a mercantile shipping agency. I thought perhaps that my body would bend more than my soul. But oh, did I toil! Life upon the sea is most cruel. Biting winds did carve my visage. Low words hardened my heart, and heavy weights left me bent.
So you hated your job, gotcha.
By the time I had fulfilled my bargain with the Lord of the Sea, I had become an older man, my efforts etched into every crease on my face.
Yeah, labor will do that to you.
Dang, sounds intense. How long were you at this job?
An age, a life. 6 months, each one a hungry leech torn from my bleeding body.
Okay.
I am convinced this gauntlet was prepared for me alone. For ne'er in history has one so blessed.
Don't personalize it.
It's gonna be a lot easier to accept your truth when you realize you ain't alone in your suffering. Hell, there ain't nothing more human than suffering. And historically, kids ain't had it so good.
But none suffered as I suffered. A boy such as I was not meant for such misery.
Long then you managed to keep your job as a butcher. It's like, now that I can understand why someone would quit.
First killer, no home at 12 years old. My brother had a stutter his whole life on account of the regular beatings my stepdaddy gave him.
Damn.
Maybe your suffering felt like the only suffering in the world, but it wasn't. And it'll hurt less when you realize you weren't alone.
He's like, yeah, apparently Avizu is a man of many trades.
But keep telling me.
Can you
your
get some
story.
of the good?
I already know there
Get
ain't
some of the
nobody
good
like
meats?
you in the world, so
Absolutely.
don't worry on that account.
Now then, at last, we close the circle as nature ever demands. I return to London and into the graces of my dear Uncle Moses and his comely mistress, Charlotte. 'Twas she who filled my dramaturgical quiver with dire arrows, fletched by the bard himself. And when my deft fingers plucked the bow of humanity, at last...
Huh?
I cannot speak more plainly. The good woman taught me the works of Shakespeare, and armed with this knowledge, I conquered the stage and saved myself from toil.
Oh, well.
And so, you see, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets, and saved me once again from a life at sea.
The stage was made for me. Wouldn't that still be personalization?
Eddie,
Yeah, I'm like,
I got some
a lot
good
of
news and bad news
personalization
for
going
you.
on.
The truth of the matter is, fate doesn't give a stable full of horse shit about you. Ain't none of us are that special. The world ain't waiting for us to show up. It's just gonna keep turning.
Perhaps you are right, my dear boy. You are correct. My success was not because of the fates, but in spite. The fates said, Edmund, you are a child of the slums. But I shamed the immortal hags in my own manner. The stage roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
You knew your destiny. How would you know? Emotional reasoning?
You gotta
Yeah.
know. You wanted the stage to be your ticket out of the bad days. Maybe that's why you were so successful. Your intrinsic motivation made you keep pushing to be better.
'Tis so. 'Tis so. The threat of the rookery.
Sounds like
is
he had a
laid
dream but
upon
wasn't
my overladen
willing to fight
spirit.
for it. You know.
Acting presented itself as a way to keep myself out of them. It is natural that I should weigh its importance so heavily.
It was a case of, you know, you gotta get a job somewhere if you want to put food on the table.
I can see why acting means so much to you, Eddie. I probably feel damn near the same about the things that got me out of my bad days.
Thank you. Then you understand how my alienation from the theater does pain me so. And yet, the cure is as deadly as the illness. These damnable critics! Not a single lifetime among them, and they deign to challenge my interpretation of the written word. They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. I will bare my soul upon that stage, and they will all sneer and malign it on their internet profiles.
Which one could it be? They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. Is it more personalization?
For
No.
someone that lives for adulation, Edmund had
They simply cannot relate.
Disqualifying the
The way I see
positive.
it,
Okay,
you're not on stage
yeah.
doing vampire
Because there might be good
plays. You're
critics.
portraying the whole human experience.
Yeah, and focusing on the numbers like that will mess you up. Yeah, that's why I have my viewer count turned off during streams.
You gotta respect your audience. They might not have lived a long time, but they're still human.
Scarcely. Critics are but an afterbirth of creation. But as you say, they are humans, And for certain, they do bleed.
Right, because even if you say, yeah, I don't let it affect me, it's like, subconsciously, it's like, our brains are programmed monkey style to be like, big number good, small number bad. Yeah, you have you have 0 viewers. The chat isn't real. Yeah, I know. I've been talking to myself this entire time.
So keep that in mind, and you might find your job easier. I took a look at your Wikipedia entry last night, Eddie. Well, maybe you've had a few bad critics here and there, but history says you're a legend, and your work speaks for itself.
But yeah, it's like I know some things are outside of my control. Like I know tonight, a popular Hololive member is gonna make an announcement. So I know some people might not bother looking at a small VTuber today because they're focused on the big VTuber. Some stuff like that is out of my control.
Hell, you were around before film was ever a thing, and people still remember you.
Yeah, it's just one person, multiple accounts. Yeah, if you check that out, Doom Guy, I will allow you to say what she said because I am curious. Yeah, let me know. It's like I give you permission to say what happened.
Ah, your words warm me.
Because normally I'd be like, don't bring up people if I didn't bring them up, but I'm bringing them up, so therefore we're good.
Well, let's talk about that then. What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting back up on that stage right now?
That it all simply might not be worth it. Why should I bear my damned soul when the audience hath not the sight to see it?
Maybe I can ask you a question then. What if there were no audience?
No audience? Do you know what a stage is, sir? It is a platform where life in brief may be portrayed. It is a platform because it is separate from the audience.
Just says, oh hi. I'd believe it.
The stage ceases to be a stage.
As in, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
The art in the game's great. Yeah, no, it's very detailed. Like, for a vampire-type game, it's very on-brand.
Simply but elegantly put, my dear boy. Without the audience, the stage loses all meaning, like a monarch without a kingdom.
It's like, what are you linking? Ah, yes, that video. Okay. I'm like, what are you linking? Oh god, 45,000 people are waiting. Okay, that's fair. Like, oh god. Okay, but anyway, let's focus on the game. We're done talking about that. It's not even gonna be live for another, like, 15 minutes. Yeah, what are you linking, stranger? But yeah, without the audience, the stage loses meaning like a monarch without a kingdom. Disqualifying the positive, yeah.
You're saying that the stage is nothing without the audience, but I gotta ask you,
I was like, back on
acting
topic,
come from?
back to the game.
Ah, but from simple tongues, the purest of queries, narrow in breadth, but as deep as the sea. The source of acting is everything, my boy. The beating of every heart, the cry of every child, the fluttering of a butterfly's wing. The roots of acting are intertwined with those of life itself.
So does acting come from the audience, or from everything?
My dear boy, you prove yet again, as the bard oft did, that 'tis the fool who sees the truth as it is. I bow to your simple wisdom.
Thanks, I guess. Let's figure out how we can bring it back to acting. Forget the audience. I know we can't see in mirrors and all, but what do you think of filming yourself?
Brilliant notion. Yes, I shall become my own audience. I shall bring myself to rapture. Forsooth, if I cannot pleasure myself, whom can I pleasure?
That's a weird way of putting it, but yeah, go become a YouTuber or something.
We're still talking about acting, right?
Yeah, it's like phrasing, sir.
My dear boy, the pleasures of the flesh are secondary to one who knows character above all else. Indeed, we speak of the noble art.
You bring yourself to rapture all the time. I didn't need to know that. Yeah, he's going schizo. He's gonna entertain himself. He's gonna have a one-man show.
I shall do as you suggest. If there is one on this lonely orb that can inspire an artist such as I, It is myself.
I ain't sure I'd put it exactly that way, but I think you're touching on the thing we've been talking about. The motivation's got to come from you, amigo.
We are of one mind, dear boy. Perhaps I left my muse in the mortal realm, but I shall find him once more. Not only for myself, but also for my public. Yea, the masses flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, each a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage.
Labeling? No.
Edmund sees his individual qualities as spurring others into action.
Yea, the
Emotional? No.
Edmund's
Personalization? It's personal.
A little too much into the
I was
whole
just
Wikipedia
confused
thing.
what he
There's
meant
a
by
million and a
that.
half reasons why people might be looking you up. I mean, I hear tell the biggest Wikipedia page out there is the one for that coronavirus that got all them mortals all worked up. And I'm pretty sure they don't want that coming back.
And thus dost thou scuff
Don't
my
compare him to the
Christian
virus,
friendship
that's rude!
with Canons of enmity. Why must you challenge me so?
That's my job, compadre.
It's like,
If we
yeah,
had
you
some
might
good
have,
breakthroughs today,
you might have gone a little
couldn't
too
have
far
gotten
there,
I've been
hombre.
busy agreeing with everything you said.
Oh, very well. But I still say you are most vexatious.
I've been called worse. I think we got some homework for you, though, right? You're gonna film yourself and do some acting for its own sake. We'll check back in a few weeks.
Now treat him like a
But Eddie, I think
bat.
you're doing
Oh
great.
no.
We made a lot of progress today.
Naturally, the human condition is my oeuvre. Nevertheless, you have been a competent guide. You have reminded me of what is most important in unlife. Me.
Okay.
I should like to give you a gift.
Oh, come on. You don't need to do nothing like that.
Nonsense. It is meaningless to me, but it is beyond price for you. It is my headshot, signed with my autograph.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks, Eddie.
Cherish it always. If you help me to find my muse, then it is a gift even more precious. And I will find it ere we next meet. Of that, I promise you.
Well, let's not put the pressure on, amigo. Just enjoy some acting. That's all I'm asking for. I'll see you in a few weeks then, okay?
Verily, so it shall be. Godspeed then, boy. Thou shalt witness me new and on. Farewell.
A job well done, Samuel.
Well,
I was
that
particularly
also went better
impressed
than
at
the
way you
last
challenged
time.
Edmund on
Yeah,
what
check my
acting means
posture.
to him.
Yeah, he's a weird fella, but I think he's gonna do okay.
Yeah, we have a date. Another month.
It can be hard for our kind to retain our intrinsic motivation. Something must keep him going. I do hope that he will find it. But you, Samuel, must rest. The work you have done in these past 2 months deserves to be celebrated. So do not linger here in this dusty room.
Yeah, she should be up next.
Perhaps you can even be encouraged to dance.
I think I'm gonna need a lot more therapy myself to get to that.
Very well, Samuel. Then let us at least make sure you get well. Find a friendly neck downstairs, my friend. You deserve it. And rest in peace.
Thanks.
Well, they say don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but maybe don't let them be actors either. Time to dish with Crimson a little. I gotta talk to some more folks, though. Andy's mainly my teacher, so I'm starting to feel like Crimson's my only friend. Hey, only friend.
Bit of a slip there, don't you think? Yeah, so Edmund's tied his whole identity to the stage because the stage saved him from the streets when he was a kid. Obsessed with the audience, disqualifies the positive about any other actors. Definitely suffered abuse as a kid. Still thinking the same was he did as a kid. That the stage is always going to offer salvation. I suggested Edmund try acting for its own sake. He forgot the fun while he was looking for safety. I hope it goes well.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, yeah, Crimson. Hey, Crimson.
Are you blushing, vampire?
No, that ain't possible.
It's all right. It's nice to hear from a vampire who's younger than Jesus.
Huh.
Now, let's hear how this week went before you go out there and find friend number 2.
All right,
Damn,
real
girl.
quick, this client of mine, he had a real bad time as a kid. Well, worse than I did, it sounds. But he found fame early, and now he's talking about fate and how he's destined for greatness again.
Met plenty of destined for greatness folk in D.C. I lost patience for it. How do you think you handled him?
Pretty
I
well.
learned my lessons from the last session. He didn't threaten to jump off a cliff this time or anything. I gave him an assignment to film himself doing something he loves doing. He seemed excited about that.
You're either brave or adorable, Sam Wall.
There's nothing brave about it. As for adorable, well, some have used words to that effect before.
Okay, now I know you're confident enough to get out there. Giddy up.
Comes back to the office showing you his Buffalo Bill audition. Oh god.
Here we go. Right to the edge of the dance floor, but not on it. Don't want anyone getting any funny ideas.
It's like, would thou'st fuck me?
Once more alone, I see.
Oh, hey, it's you, the
Scared
lady.
shit out of me.
But you can't shit. You're a vampire.
Yeah.
Know that I see much, vampire, and that I like what I see.
Oh, it's her again. Well, I was hoping to find a mortal friend, or at least a willing Nick.
It's like I tried to do a Shakespearean impression of Buffalo Bill, and that went absolutely horribly, so just pretend I never said that.
Now, what do mortals of this time talk about?
Weather?
Cold this week, ain't it?
But you're always cold, because you are dead.
That's right. I'm dead. I'm a dead man, as I like to say.
I see.
You see a lot, don't you?
Why don't you tell me what you see?
I see an interesting mortal. Someone observant. Someone who isn't afraid to have their own style.
That is what you observe. It is not what you see.
Oh, fine. You tell me what I...
You see the long vein across my throat. It looks very juicy, doesn't it?
Ma'am, if you just wanted us to bite you, you could have just asked instead of getting... Yeah, it's like, get it? Cause eyes? Get it?
Well,
Yeah.
Now that you mention
Got so
it,
many
it
eyes.
does.
Then consent is given. Do not hesitate, vampire.
Alright.
Ah, shucks. That was something else. You got good circulation there.
I see. And what do I taste like?
Kind of earthy. You could use some iron. What do you eat most often?
I eat a lot of carrots. They're supposed to be good for one's eyesight, and I like to see.
That's actually a myth that started from British propaganda, apparently. I don't know, Google it.
I see now that you are tired and wish to enter your state of torpor.
Well, maybe I'll see myself out then.
That's offensive.
What?
I'm going to leave now.
Shoot, was it something I said? Well, at least I got a full belly. And now, time for some shut-eye.
I don't understand her. Yeah, it is, along with watching TV real close down to your eyesight. Oh my god, remember all those old anime that used to be like, now kids, don't sit too close to the TV when you're watching your anime.
Ancient one. She's 1,200 years younger than you, Andy.
I suppose I was engaging in a bit of labeling myself. You are, of course, correct. Still, her age presents a unique challenge after one lives for 1,000 years.
Sonic says that's no
Than
good.
a fixed point. Speaking of which, I imagine you can guess what distortion an old one such as Medi might fixate upon.
What was it? As if they're all the same. Yeah, overgeneralization.
It's gotta be overgeneralization. She really is basing all her opinions on her experiences when she was alive.
Got a ton of shit for a kid, unfortunate.
Very good, Sam. I heard tales of her island in my time, but they were never peaceful tales. I am not surprised she finds safety in her narrative. What other distortions do you think Medi might exhibit?
Well, she's got overgeneralization, labeling, should. I do remember her doing that. Probably disqualifying and control.
Good to go, boss.
Then I will leave you to it. Good luck, my friend.
Hello again, strange cowboy man.
Hello.
It's good to see you again, Minnie. How's the past month been for you?
I went for a walk, just like you suggested. Didn't like it very much.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was so unpleasant about it?
Yeah, she is cute. It's like, you're new here, but basically, it's like, I've got a friend, Miss Seneca. It's like, we've collabed and stuff together. And basically, she's also like, got a Irish, Scottish thing going on.
It's very loud outside, and dirty, and smelly.
Pretty much her. Pretty much.
Food, which is
Oh, cool.
disgusting. They knew how good it felt to drink blood. Maybe they would not eat so much of this pizza food.
I like pizza.
were so many cars, too. I don't like cars. They have hateful faces. They look so angry all the time.
Yeah, and the homicidal part. Oh god, she's one of those people that sees faces and everything. Oh boy.
Stepped in a wee, killed 7 men, and got splashed by a bus. It's really quite awful.
You killed 7 men? How the heck did that happen?
Yeah, she just like casually mentioned that while stepping in piss.
Oh, that was inconvenient, you know. Normally I have my zealots do that kind of thing for me. They take care of the bodies. But I had to do all that silly work myself. And now there are always police sirens going off, which interrupts my streams and makes my followers very sad.
Why did that all happen?
Because they found the bodies everywhere, silly. I don't know what to do with my rubbish.
I meant why the killing? You didn't happen to make a few assumptions based on past experiences? Why kill a bunch of men?
Yeah, ma'am, we have like several problems here. One, you're like 2,000 years old. How do you not know how to clean up after yourself? Second, why?
Oh, well, they looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
Girl?
She knows what all mortals are like.
Oh, well, they looked
Labeling? No.
She knows what all mortals are like.
Yeah, so overgeneralization. Of course. I overthought that.
Are you reading their minds?
I don't have to read their minds, sweetling. I have known manlings for a very long time.
I get what you're saying, but here in this room at least, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do you really know what they were thinking?
Silly mouseling. I do not need to know what a wolf is thinking to know what a wolf is.
Does that mean every wolf you see is gonna try to eat you?
We don't have wolves anymore. They're all gone now.
So maybe you can see where that kind of thinking can be a problem. It was scared people who killed all them wolves, right? Now I know that thinking doesn't come from nowhere. Old as you are, I'm sure you've seen some real awful stuff.
That's right. Haven't killed you, though. You are kind, little mouse.
Yeah, she likes us.
I'm sorry. I don't wish for you to scurry away into a little hole. Do you want to hear why I feel the way I do?
I would appreciate it greatly, miss.
Let me tell you about men from my time, then. Let's start with me da.
Your da, as in your dad?
My father sold me and my mother to a chief of a rival clan for a golden necklace.
Damn. Yeah, no, I saw. I see what's going on.
Oh, don't fuss, sweetling.
About this necklace.
Beautiful golden necklace. At least 2 girls' worth. My father got quite a deal, really.
But he sold you off. That ain't right.
You're using humor, but I'm sure that must have been heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
It was common at the time. I suppose I should have been glad to be the possession of an old chief.
No shoulds.
Should is that, matey?
Why, everyone thought that. They were ever so surprised.
It's a graduation video. I knew it. All right.
I did wish I could feel the way they felt, but I simply could not.
Okay. Well, thanks for confirming for me, Doom guy.
I don't know.
Like, sad to see her go, but wishing her the best. That's all I'm gonna say.
But the one thing I do know is that kids don't come with the same shoulds their parents have got. I think we're learning all them shoulds ended up being a load of horse shit anyway.
I knew girls who did as they were told. They would have been thrilled to have been the concubine of a powerful chief. But, oh, he was so old. Cormac O'Neill, the oldest man I had ever seen. I remember thinking, where is his face? Because I could not see it under all his disgusting wrinkles.
Yeah, he's probably one of, like, I'm picturing one of those hounds that has, like, their face all wrinkled. It's, like, melted. But yeah, Moongrad before Silk song. Rip. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, do the command, Doom guy. You'll get the hug if you do the command.
How old was the guy?
38.
That was pretty old in your time, huh? I wish I'd died.
So old.
Well, he left an awful looking corpse. His face was all...
Like, fine, everyone gets a hug. Then. There you go. Group hug. Group hug for everyone.
I'm guessing you had something to do with that, huh?
Not me. My boyfriend, Abertach. He told me he'd set me free. I suppose he did.
Well, that's nice, I guess.
He created a delightful poison for me. He said it would make my dear master die in excruciating pain.
That doesn't sound nice, but okay.
So, one night I lay with him, and that means I did sex, and when he was pleased, I fed him the poison mead. Abby did what I couldn't, and the old fool finally died.
Ooh, which one is this? Control fallacy?
Your
Yeah!
boyfriend killed your husband, but it sounds to me like you did the real work.
Yeah, it's like, in this case, she's kind of shifting responsibility. She was an accomplice.
He mixed up some herbs, sure, but you were the one that had to sleep with the old man and get the poison in him.
Abby made sure I knew it was because of him that I was free. He said it could never have happened without him.
He didn't have to be brave to mix up a potion. I think the bravery was all you, Mitty. Don't disqualify the idea that the person who set you free was you.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, strange cowboy man. I did do all the work, but Abby never let me forget that he was the one who freed me. He wanted me to worship him.
A fella who demands to be worshipped is always going to be a dangerous man.
Dangerous men have always been drawn to me. Must be something about the way I am.
So what happened after you killed Cormac?
The Neil clan came after me and Abby. They found him, took their swords and went, stab, stab, stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stab.
Jesus Christ, she really is Basenica. Stabby, stab, stab, stab. It's like, someone's gotta get her this game.
How I found out he was undead already. Gave me the willies. When they couldn't kill Abby, they decided to kill me instead. And that made him very upset indeed, because I belonged to him.
That must have been terrifying.
I suppose. Mostly hurt. Lots and lots. Getting stabbed isn't much fun when you're immortal.
Just need her to talk about pooping. Well, they're vampires, so I don't think she's going to just yet, but maybe if she talks about her past life some more.
I ain't too fond of it as a vampire, neither.
Abby fed me his blood, though, and then I became like him. When I woke up, the Neil clan who tried to kill us were all properly dead.
Oh, he was a vampire. Okay.
Well, almost dead. They still had a lot of blood left, and I was hungry. The Neil clan was ever so cross, though. They captured Abby and sealed him in a tomb with some forgotten spells. He's still there, as far as I know.
Damn, must be quite the complicated long-distance relationship.
What happened to you?
I didn't have a future with my tribe. I insulted both my clan and Cormac's clan by killing their chief. My only choice was to be alone. That's the wisest choice.
No.
I reckon you've always had more
Yeah,
power than
control
you think.
fallacy.
I mean, being immortal's a pretty good start. Heck, you were savvy enough to get out of that whole situation with Cormac. I think you always had options, Mitty.
Probably helps that the Nosferatu thing isn't in here anymore. That's probably why I'm getting better with the control fallacy answers.
You are kind to say so. I guess maybe it's better to say there was only one choice I wanted to take.
Then I think that was the right choice to make.
If you didn't have all of those whiskers, I would pinch those cheeks.
Okay, time to stop teasing poor Sam. So you've been living alone ever since then? Well, let's focus on you, huh? You say you've been living alone ever since then?
Of course, my silly cowboy man. We aren't mortal anymore. We will always end up alone. Why waste my time?
Not positive.
Again, Medi deals in extremes.
Of course.
Come on,
Yeah,
Mitty.
control.
You're distorting a lot of reality there. All vampires ain't lonely.
I didn't
Some
take
of
the
us choose to be,
entire
but not all
thing
of
into
us.
context. Oh well.
Sure, mortals have a habit of dying, but there will always be more of them. Not to mention all the vampires out there. Heck, I used to be in a vampire gang. Cult. Well, kind of both. They weren't good company, but they certainly weren't lonely. I mean, ain't we talking? Well, there's loads of vampires out there who think like you do, and they're fulfilling their own prophecies of loneliness.
Yeah. You listened to the whole thing? I figured that. I'm probably gonna watch it. It's like, I'm gonna watch it myself after I'm done streaming, obviously. Uh-oh, 1 second. I'm okay, I just suddenly had to tickle my throat. 1 second.
You're being a mean little mouse now, and I don't
Okay, yeah, I'll
like it
hydrate.
very much. Maybe I should have killed you after all.
It's gonna be warm this weekend, so definitely my allergies acting up.
I'm trying to help you, Mitty. The world's changed a lot in the last 1800 years. A lot of it bad, but a lot of it good too. By and large, most people ain't burning witches and selling their daughters. That sort of thing's frowned upon by mortals these days. There are laws out there to protect folks now.
Okay, I may have
Ain't like
recovered.
in old times.
May I tell you a story, little mouse?
All right, tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty young...
No
I
labeling.
don't mean to interrupt your story so soon, but you didn't think I was going to let you get away with that one, did you? Don't call yourself crazy. You've been around way longer than I have. You gotta know that sanity is relative.
I know I'm crazy, though. Everyone tells me so, even my zealots. They like that I'm crazy.
You know, crazy ain't supposed to be a nice word. So why are you using it? Why are you creating a reality where what you are is crazy?
Because people are in the crazy girls these days. Look up Menhero, man.
You are an annoying little mouse sometimes. Very well. I won't call myself crazy in front of you.
It's a start.
May I continue my story now?
Sure.
The pretty young lady Mary had moved in with her cousin, Mrs. Hultridge. At first they got along quite well. But one day, Mary started acting naughty. She would shout, act unladylike, and even say that Jesus Christ wasn't very special. Mrs. Hultridge liked Jesus Christ very much and wanted Mary to like him too. When she didn't, this embarrassed Mrs. Hultridge. She began to think something was wrong with Mary. After all, who didn't like Jesus Christ?
You're not that old, Meddy. You're like 1800. So you're after Jesus.
Mrs. Hultridge said that Mary had begun to vomit up pins and buttons, nails, glass, and bits of wool. Instead of being grateful for the free gifts Mary was vomiting up, Mrs. Hultridge said that she had been attacked by 8 witches in spectral form.
Ooh, spooky.
Now, just so happened that all 8 of those witches lived very close to the town where Mrs. Hultridge lived. Despite their magical prowess, the 8 witches were captured and put into the stocks, and all the people of the town were told that the women did not like Jesus Christ at all.
It's like, they gotta be God-fearing and all that.
So, the Jesus Christ-liking people threw rotten vegetables and poo at the witches.
There's your poo.
Just it
It was only a matter of time. Yep, there you go. I don't know if you saw Doom Guy, but I did give hugs, so there you go.
Then they kicked the witches out of town and lived happily ever after. The end.
Well, that ain't a pleasant story.
Oh, it was very unpleasant. It hurts very much to have your eye taken away, but I like my new eye. It's fun.
Oh! Yeah, the transformation is complete.
I was 1500 summers old or so when that happened. The world hadn't changed much then. I don't think it's changed much now.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Meddy. You're right. Folk can be pretty awful when they get riled up. That ain't changed.
Oh, don't be sorry, little mouse. I like my new eye. Also, the story has a happy ending.
Do tell.
Oh yeah? What's that?
After I had my eye taken away, I took Mrs. Haltridge's parts away too, one by one until she died. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised?
That's a little morbid, Mitty.
Morbid Mary? Oh, I like that. That's very clever, little mouse. But you see why I'm careful now?
Yeah, I get it. But look, there's one thing that's different now, and that's...
The fuck is the third option? What we're doing right now.
It's what we're doing right now.
It's like the first and the third have literally nothing to do with what we're talking about. Yeah. A new eye would be a change in perspective. Wonk wonk.
Before recent times, we only looked at gods, government, and society. The self is a new frontier, and we're learning stuff we never considered before. The frontier can be kind of scary, but being on that frontier means moving forward. Come with me.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
I know you've been through a lot, and you got damn good reasons for being careful. But there's a reason you came to me, right?
Yes, but it wasn't because I wanted to go outside. It's because of my fans. They're very demanding.
Yeah, you're you're parasocial about your fans.
That's why we were talking about you're going for walks and went down this rabbit hole.
Or, in your case, a mouse hole.
Squeak.
Anyway, therapy usually ain't about just one thing. It's about lots of things. If the problem is your fans, we gotta imagine unlife without them, right?
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't.
Yeah, you're overgeneralizing.
People would hurt others if they were stronger.
Little mouse.
Oh God!
I've been alive for a long time. I believe what my eye shows me. Yes. If one
It's like, she might have taken it out before, but only now am I, like, observing the details. Somehow I missed that the first time, if this is her second time doing that.
They can, but they don't always. You ever seen them capybara animals? They're dang massive rodents and could do some damage if they wanted to, I reckon.
Oh, yes. Oh, they're very cute. People like to share animated pictures of them in my community.
Some folk are like that. They just want to sit around and have someone scratch their bellies.
Yeah, be a cool, chill capybara.
Is that what you want, little mouse? Do you want me to scratch your belly?
Not literally, ma'am. It's a metaphor.
What? No, I'm just saying. Don't assume.
Sure, you could be an alligator.
Yeah, it happens.
Some alligators let birds sit on their heads.
Their fair shot.
Why roll me in the water?
I don't know what I'll do if I don't have my followers.
No.
I can't live the way I used to before the machines took over. Oh, they expect so much of me now. They send me messages all night and all day. They need content. God, if I don't give them their content, they'll all leave. Their attention spans are like those of little bugs, but they're not as cute.
Control? No.
Maddie has millions of followers, yet she expects the same of all of them.
Overgeneralizing?
Okay,
Yeah.
we need to talk about moderation.
Like, I make plenty of content.
Oh, yeah. Silly mouse. Any major content creator has to have them.
It's like, I was planning on having a cover come out, but I might have accidentally gotten screwed over, but I'll try and sort things out. I'll get more stuff out soon.
In your thinking. What if you gave your fans only what you felt comfortable giving?
Need more D&D. I'm working on it.
Silly mouse. They just want me to overreact to video games.
Again, Maddie seems to view her followers as cattle, or all.
Doesn't matter what I...
Mitty, you're
Okay,
thinking
so
that
it is
not
over.
only one type of
Now I'm getting
content,
control fallacy
it's
and
forcing you to make
overgeneralization
only one
mixed
type
up.
of content.
God damn it! I thought I was past this. Ugh.
Your assumptions are keeping you from doing things you like.
Yeah, in the
deserve-
future.
You're very kind. I thought cowboys were supposed to be tough.
Who says I ain't? I just don't have nothing to prove no more. Here, why don't we try something new for next time, since going out didn't go so well last. I want to challenge you to take a day off. Don't answer any messages, don't post no content. Just do something for you and you alone. Take a sick day.
But We never get sick. We're dead people.
They don't know that, do they? One day. That's all I'm asking for. You need to give yourself a little space.
Yeah, take one of those mental health days. Yeah, just when you think you got all the answers, they change the questions. Exactly, that's my problem, is I keep thinking I got it, and then I don't.
Very well. Since you've been a very kind mouse, I'll do it for you.
I'd prefer it if you did it for you, but we'll work toward that, huh?
Oh, I wish I had a big piece of cheese to give to you right.
A lactose intolerance is kind of a side effect of death, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll see you in a month then, okay?
Yes.
Great.
Bye.
Yay!
You're doing well, my friend. I know we old ones can be rather inscrutable sometimes.
She's human. We all are, ain't we? The way I see it, we all got the same problems one way or another.
Your wisdom never fails to impress, Samuel. I believe it is time for you to follow your own advice to Miss Mitty, however. All work and no play makes for a dull vampire, as they say.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might hit the hay early and do a bit of reading.
If you must take out some aggression on hay, then please do so.
I didn't mean it, literally, but okay. Like, what's with these ancient vampires taking what I say literally?
Dang. Wonder
Oh
how
god, I
I'll
hear
feel
my
about
dad
humanity
coughing
when I'm
downstairs
1800.
too. It's not just me.
I wonder whether they're
Heckin'
leaving me a
allergies.
planet. I guess it's time to drown my existential woes in blood.
Let's see. Mitty's got real good reasons for not being fond of mortals, but it might be narrowing her worldview. Domo Braxton, welcome. Oh, wanna rate your funniest pickup line? Sure, why not? Real bad history. Was sold to a rival warlord and killed by a wizard. I guess wizards are real now. If vampires are real, then why not wizards? Abandoned by her clan after she killed her new husband and became a vampire. Was pillared as a witch in the 1700s and had her eye removed. She thinks it's pretty funny. Sounds disgusted by her followers. I'll try to encourage Mitty to do more things she likes for their own sake and get outside more. Yeah, it sounds like she kind of was a victim of the whole Salem thing that was going on back then.
Howdy there, Crimson.
Go good looking, you make McDonald's on a lazy Monday look bad. I don't get that one, unfortunately. Make McDonald's on a lazy Monday. Like, go eat McDonald's on a Monday? Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get that one. Sorry. But welcome, and I appreciate your attempt. You get a bronze star for trying.
You're sounding a little weary there, cowboy. You getting enough to drink these nights?
Oh, yeah, that ain't it. Just existential ponderings.
That's just my specialty. What's eating you, buckaroo?
It's this old client I got. She's been watching humanity hurting itself for 1,800 years. Every time she expected better, she got hurt. She ain't wrong to mistrust mortals.
Yeah, now she sees them as little miceys.
That's a tough one. What do you do with someone like that?
Well, I tried to guide her to look inward like I do with everyone. People are people, but so is she.
How do you think she took it?
Pretty well.
I think she appreciated the focus on her.
She at least tried going for a
I
walk.
can't answer for all humanity, but maybe she can get answers from herself.
She tried to touch grass, it's just that the grass touched her.
You could stay to listen to yourself, Ranchero. You could have been a mean old Dracula, and nobody would expect anything different from you.
Yeah, all the patients are relatable in their own way. Yeah, no, that's a good that's a sign of good writing if you can relate to the characters in some way. Like, you might not like all of them. You might, it's like, you might have your favorites, etc., but if you can at least understand where they're coming from, even if you don't like them, that's a good sign of good character writing. So I give them points for that.
No matter how bad.
Yeah, Doom Guy, are you going to bed?
Dang, Crimson. I can see why Andy respects you so much. You done some living, sounds like.
Fine, Doom Guy, alright. Yoshi! There you go.
Death at the door can put things into perspective. I get where your client is coming from. Changing the world isn't going to happen, but we can at least change ourselves.
I don't think that's true.
Yep, rest well, Doom
Country
Guy.
I left definitely ain't the country I was born in.
The wheels turn a little slowly for us mortals, cowboy. Back in D.C., I was trying to push policy to do something about our poverty problem, but the kind gentlemen across the street were pretty happy to make things work. When I got my cancer diagnosis, that was my wake-up call to stop getting disappointed and start living with the little amount of time I had left.
My cough came back. God damn it.
Working at a bar is more rewarding than being a member of the bar, huh?
Not bad, cowboy. It's got its charms. Here, I whipped up something special for you.
That ain't half bad. Got a refreshing taste.
Spicy.
Rose hips. Just a little something extra. Been experimenting with some herbals for Andy.
Guess old dogs like us can still learn new tricks. Thanks, Crimson. I think I'll hit the hay now.
Well, not literally.
You hit that hay, Desperado. I'll see you later.
I don't want to get that
Got a lot
hay
on my mind
fever.
tonight. I think I need some rest. Now, what should I do to relax?
Watch a man get his butt burned with a hot iron.
I sure am grateful that Andy has some classic cinema to watch in here.
Is she dying or was she cured? Well, I think it's I think taking the blood helps with her condition, but I don't think she might be completely cured. So I think she's kind of in a state of both at the moment.
This is a good one. That's enough for one night. Time to visit Dreamland. Maybe I'll see my princess there.
Yeah, see your purty horse.
Samuel, my dear, I do look forward to our chats. How are you feeling tonight?
I will answer that after I take my bathroom break. It's like, well, I'm taking my bathroom break. I'll see about taking care of this cough. It's definitely snot. I gotta, like, see if I can drain a little bit of it. Yeah, everyone's dying. Some just faster than others. Yeah, you know, for some it takes like 1,800 years or so, you know. But anyway, I will be right back. Yeah. Alright, I'm back, and Taffy's on my lap, and I tried to gargle and blow my nose as much as I could. Oh, thank you for the 11 months. Arigato Shadow Man Domo. Welcome, hello. How are you doing? Thank you. It's good to be back, right, Taffy? Who wants to pet Taffy? He is on my lap, because he is a silly little man. You're good playing Sea of Thieves? Well, hope you're having a good time. I'm doing vampire therapy. Is Taffy coughing? Thankfully not. If he was coughing, then I'd be like, alright, what's happening? He's got allergies too, though. We all got allergies.
I gotta confess, boss, I'm a little down. I love helping other vampires, but getting therapy myself sometimes ain't much fun.
I understand. Looking
Ah,
in the mirror
kitty,
is
kitty.
difficult for any human.
You ain't kidding. It just seems like there's always work to do, you know?
Yeah, he's got me
Walking
allergies.
in the woods for 90 years wasn't nearly enough time.
I dare say you are correct. I believe that we must never cease our walking in the woods. There is no mystery deeper than that of our own existence.
Where do vampires come from anyway?
Well, Samuel, when two vampires love each other very much,
Come on, boss, that's not what I'm asking. Where do we come from?
the answer to that is much older than recorded history, my friend. But let us focus on you.
Again, this question is answered in Vampire the Masquerade, actually. In their lore, Cain, yeah, that Cain from the Cain and Abel was the OG vampire.
We should start with some meditation and determine what thoughts are most important to you.
Play
right
Vampire the Masquerade.
now. Close your eyes and envision your place of comfort.
I ain't good at being a therapist.
This minigame again.
Weird.
Man ate that.
Ich bin Sam. Ich bin ein cool man. The election looks real bad back home. Dr. Drain thinks I'm brain damaged.
How are you feeling, my friend?
Pretty good. I gotta say, my head's been a mess of thoughts lately. I think I was afraid
Yeah,
of
I can't
therapy
figure out the
today.
minigame. I'm just skipping it.
Why is that, my friend? What thoughts?
Because
came
I
up?
get I'm supposed to like hold and release, but I'm also supposed to click on the statements. I can't figure it out.
Well, after last time, I think I was stewing a bit. Just being real angry at myself for joining that nasty cult in the first place.
They preyed on the vulnerable, as cults tend to
Taffy,
do.
don't
If you
paw.
had been a man
No
of means with a
paw.
robust support system,
He's trying to
I doubt they would
paw
have
things
noticed
he's
you.
not supposed to because he's a naughty boy.
Yeah, I know.
Stop
And
it,
honestly, I'm
Taffy.
mad about that too. I mean,
Stop.
my country did me real wrong.
All right,
and
if
put
you're
me
gonna
in
be
that sorry
stinky,
state
then
to
get
begin
off.
with.
This sounds like a proverbial
No
can of
stinky
worms.
kitties.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. After we talked last time, I kept thinking, what could I have done differently? And the answer amounts to horse shit.
There you go.
All that law breaking I did, all that murdering and stealing and doing no good, that was my country failing me.
Let us slow down, Samuel.
What, Taff?
You are making a bit of a logical leap. I have
Want a
great
ball?
admiration and empathy for you, my friend. But it is disrespectful to those you hurt to blame anyone but yourself.
Trying to find his ball. I forget where it is.
I mean, I guess I could have died. Suppose that would have been kinder. But that's a lot to ask a boy to do.
Okay, so I got it.
I am not suggesting that you should have died. And I do not suggest that your country was without fault. However, your country had its role, and you had yours.
Yeah, it's like country, God bless America or
You are
something.
using a cognitive distortion called blaming. When we engage in blaming, we ignore or wipe away our own faults, attributing them to someone or something else.
See Twitter.
Our faults are precious, Samuel. We cannot be ourselves without them. Do not wipe them away.
Alright. Blaming is kind of the opposite of personalization. Instead of everything being about us, we act like it's all about someone else. Yep, sometimes we're at fault and just don't want to admit we have some control. When we can't admit contributing to our own problems, we point the finger at someone else. And that's blame and a distortion that needs fixing. It's the barkeep's fault I lost my pokey. He should have served me so much whiskey. I stuffed my toe on my coffee because someone must have moved it.
I mean, I just wish things hadn't been the way they were. If my country had taken a better trail, maybe I would have turned out different.
Differently. I am sorry to interrupt, but Senora Deste might correct you less gently. Now then, perhaps it would help to put blaming into perspective. It is always humbling to see ourselves in the mirrors of our minds, is it not? Let's try some examples. See if you can tell when I am blaming. I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that tree there?
Blaming
Right there.
Who
put that tree there?
Well, that ain't gonna do anyone much good. I smacked into my fair share of trees back when I was a youngster, but that was definitely my fault.
Yeah, I imagine having to learn how to fly is a little hard.
Of course. There is no shame in being a novice flyer as a young vampire. But we can be insecure creatures. That's our humanity at work.
It's like, I don't know how to fly, so I'd probably be terrible at it.
I was unable to perform in bed with Crimson the other night. It must have been her fault.
Dang. Takes two to tango, boss. Maybe there's some bad.
Like, that
blood
one sounds
between you
terrible.
two. Man, I wish I hadn't heard about it.
Do not worry, my friend. Crimson and I bring each other great satisfaction.
All right, I get it.
I said nothing lurid, Samuel. Why are you so
Singing great satisfaction. It's like hearing your parents talking about their sex lives. I mean, not that you're... I mean, forget I said anything.
All right, Samuel, let us move on. The interface on this widely used new vampire dating app is so modern. How do they expect anyone to use this cursed thing? Did you see the football game the other night? My preferred team played with great skill and should have won. The referee was clearly...
Yeah, you're blaming some evil Dark Lord that doesn't even exist.
For your team's mistake. You got a great tight end, but one that plays a little dirty.
Excuse...
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, heck, I can't talk right today.
Me neither.
Isn't getting dirty the point of play? It is the fault of the cursed sun that we must live in darkness.
I mean, that's fact, not fiction.
There are some blaming distortions you missed in there, man. I turned into a bat the other day and flew right into a tree. Who put that?
Blaming someone else?
Of course.
It's like...
I was unable to perform the interface on this. Did you see the foot? It is the fault of the...
Fine, I guess we're blaming the fucking sun, even though it's fact.
The way I see it, we got our place, and that ain't nobody's fault.
I feel like that's a bad example considering that's just straight up vampire physics, but whatever.
Well done, Samuel. Perhaps the sun is even more brilliant in our memories, and seeing the real thing would spoil it.
Well, that's one way of thinking about it.
There are some blaming distortions you missed in there, my friend. I turned into a bat the... I was unable to... The interface on this...
I guess we're blaming this as well. I guess every single statement is blaming. Okay, whatever.
Well, that's some blaming, right?
You are correct, Samuel. It was only hypothetical, of course. I do endeavor to keep up with the times. By the way, thank you again for teaching me Control-V and Control-C the other night. What a delightful trick.
Yeah, that'll save your life.
Way faster than going through the edit menu all the time.
You youngsters always find the latest tricks.
I think I get it. I ain't trying to erase what I did. I'm just bitter that I felt like I had no choice at all. And it all goes back to the United States taking my daddy away for their manifest destiny.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
I'm mad at him too. Dying for his country. What kind of
like using a stream deck for Photoshop hotkeys.
Yeah. Making my poor ma marry a drunk who beat the daylights out of her and his kids? Ain't no damn wonder I turned out the way I did.
That must have been devastating, Samuel. Countries are not human. They cannot feel. And stories such as yours prove it.
Nah, it's an environment, man.
I mean, what the hell, Andy? My daddy's corpse didn't give a shit about no United States of America. It's kind of funny when you think about it. He died fighting the British so the U.S. could say they own Missouri. Who the fuck cares? I'm telling you, Andy, the best thing about being dead is realizing how little that nationalism crap matters.
Desire for identity can create monsters.
Yeah, it's like our bad Sam.
What happened after your father died?
It's like, how about you become Uncle Sam then?
Well, we didn't have nothing. The money was running out, so my ma got married to a hard man who drank even harder. He beat up my older brother, Jeb, for fun. And once Jeb started fighting back, dear old stepdad came for me. And that's when my brother killed him.
Oof.
It sounds like a tragedy from my own country's mythology. I am sorry that such a thing happened to you, Samuel. Your brother was brave.
No kidding. We went on the run together, but he was the one who kept us alive and fed, mostly through stealing and begging. Once we stopped being cute, begging didn't work anymore, so we moved up to robbing and killing. Killed my first man at 12, and then it got a little too easy.
That is young. I cannot imagine how difficult that must have been, Samuel. My country asked me to kill at 20, and I still remember how devastating it felt.
Were you drafted?
Yeah, well, nobody told me to do it. Like you said, that was all me. I don't think anyone was surprised either. When my brother and I rode into a town, you should have seen the way people looked at us. They knew we were trouble, and we were determined as hell to prove them right.
A moment, Samuel. I believe this is an opportunity for some growth.
It's them distortions again, huh?
To err is human, as they say. Do not be discouraged. There is
Yes,
something in what you just said that you cannot be sure of. Can you tell me what it is?
The people knew we were trouble?
I guess there ain't no way of knowing that people thought we were trouble.
That's right, Samuel. There is one way of knowing exactly what they were thinking, and that would be to read their mind. Thus is the cognitive distortion called mind reading. Yes, we can weigh evidence and make predictions, but never with complete certainty.
Alright, mind reading. When we assume somebody's thoughts, they have no opportunity to prove otherwise. People usually imagine I'm sitting here thinking about horses, but that's only some of the time. It's mind reading to invent someone else's thoughts. We can't know them. Yeah, it's like nobody's a mind reader. Not even me. That hombre there is real quiet. He must be plotting against me. My blood partner's thinking of leaving me for a secular vampire. He didn't say so, I just know it. I think that's called being insecure.
I was a dirty little thieving murderer. I don't blame him for judging me.
First, that's labeling. Second, one of those people might have been patient and gentle. One that had an experience like yours. You cannot know. With your mind reading, do you see how you made everyone your enemy?
Yeah. You're right. You're damn right.
Yeah, I love when the fiction hinges on one paranormal thing being real, then acts like the others are just silly. Yeah.
To be perfectly aware of
It's that
themselves and the world.
suspension of disbelief.
Remember, start with compassion for yourself. Here, let us. Jesus Christ would have disliked the idea of anal intercourse.
I know that's mind reading right there. Unless you asked Jesus Christ himself and he told you, there's no way you'd know how he feels about butt sex.
Very good, Samuel. Many in my time have claimed to know the mind of Jesus Christ, and none of them have ever even met him.
You were there when he was kicking around. You ever meet?
No, that part of the world was never really vampire-friendly.
Yeah.
Magnificent, isn't it?
Jesus Christ made this chair?
I bought it cheaply before he became a big deal. He was certainly ahead of his time as a carpenter.
Nice! I mean, yeah.
Now I feel awkward sitting in this.
It's more than 2,000 years old, Samuel. It is still just a chair, and it's experienced millennia of past wind. Don't worry about it.
You're telling me there's 2,000 years worth of farts in this chair?
Crimson is upset with me because I forgot to take out the garbage. I know. I sent my friend Vlad an internet message.
Yeah, this
Some
one.
mind reading for sure. There's no way you know what Vlad's thinking. Maybe he wasn't ready to answer, or maybe he forgot.
Excellent, Samuel. That's correct. There are endless reasons why Vlad would leave my messages unread, and only Vlad knows them. Reading too much into an internet message is a massive waste of time.
Now, the Pony Express was a lot healthier, I think. This internet stuff makes people get real nutty.
Ah, there's cat hair everywhere. Whew. There you go.
Mortals are in more of a rush than we are, I'm afraid. Let us continue. One of the patrons of my club was having dirty thoughts about me. I know because I read his mind with... I told our bouncer, Bert, a funny joke the other day. He was quiet, but very amused. You did not find all the... Jesus Christ, Crimson is upset. I sent my friend Vlad and into one of the patrons of my club. I told our bouncer...
Sure, that one. I was like, I don't know.
You are correct, Samuel. No one knows what Bert is thinking.
Oh, double people down. Welcome. How you doing?
I like to think he dreams of butterflies. But who can say?
Like, Jesus Christ, Crimson is upset. I told my bouncer.
I don't think he's thinking of butterflies.
Then you are mind reading, Samuel. Let Bert be Bert.
Yeah, I guess so.
I believe you now understand that mind reading may have closed the door on some opportunity.
I suppose. I can't really know either way, but I guess that's the point of all this. Knowing what's real and what's not.
Exactly, Samuel. So tell me, what happened to you and your brother?
You don't know already. I thought we were famous Wild West outlaws. They called us the Handsome Boys on account of the fact that we were young and good looking.
You still are.
Possible while keeping up a life like that for some 35 years. They stopped calling us the Handsome Boys eventually. Mostly they just called us those two sumbitches. Jeb and I married a pair of sisters. Even talked about settling down in some kind of... I guess we got greedy though. One last big job, as they say in the picture. Met this fella in a saloon who'd heard of us. Went by Ernie. He said he'd help us take down the Pioneer Missouri Bank. A take of $30,000, split 3 ways. That's about $1 million in today's dollars, but that kind of money was unthinkable back when. We got the money all right, but my brother got shot in the head. Dead before he even hit the ground. I didn't know who did it. So in my rage, I killed every soul in that bank. Ernie and I ran off with that dirty money, but weren't nothing the same after that. When she heard the news, my sister-in-law was screaming so loud she scared the coyotes away. My wife left with her that night, and I didn't see either of them ever again. Not sure I wanted to. I had $15,000 and no interest in spending it. Just sat there in a sack. When Ernie invited me to join his gang, I saw no reason not to. I'm pretty sure I signed that devil's contract as soon as I started killing them folks in the bank.
I am sorry, Samuel. That is a truly horrifying story. I can hear the pain in your voice.
Go Minasai, Brony-chan.
Yeah. He wasn't a good man, Andy. But he kept me safe. Without him, I knew I'd be doomed. I was certain I had no choice but to join the Mystic Bastards. Yeah, I know. Cognitive distortion.
Yeah, the
No,
cognitives.
Samuel. A new one, but I think you can identify it on your own. What is the cognitive distortion you are displaying now?
I was too sure of my
I
fate.
was so sure I was right to join the Mystic Bastards. Ain't nobody could have convinced me otherwise.
Again, have you heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy? I swear to God, if that comes up as a term, I swear.
Samuel, this cognitive distortion is known as being always right. And when you are always right, your choices are limited, even if they lead to doom.
Always right. We all get things wrong sometimes, and we all know it, but in the heat of the moment, we may get so worked up we feel everything we say is correct. We might double down on opinions, or even reject opposition first thing. In these moments, all our beliefs feel always right. Disagreements have nuance. Although we might get a lot right, we're not always right. The evidence is irrefutable. Bram Stoker was a vampire himself. I know the way through the canyon. No need to check the map. Don't question me. So that sounds like being a know-it-all.
That only we have the appropriate perspective. Even in a world of infinite possibility, one would expect immortals to be immune to this distortion after seeing their beliefs challenged over generations. But we are just as susceptible to being always right. Let's try some examples. I have the experience of ages.
Yeah, there you go.
Boomer.
Okay, boom. Sam, please.
Excuse me?
Just something I hear the kids say when old mortal folk are acting like they're always right. The folks born after World War II are real good at destroying the world, but they assume age leads to wisdom.
You are always right about that. Well done, Samuel. With my multi-generational economic expertise,
Hold on, you can't know that layoffs are gonna happen after the next fight.
I did not say that I was certain. Modern stock markets are run by a cabal of dark cultists. And
Wait,
yes, they sacrifice all to the dark god of ever-increasing profit.
oh, right.
If only they... I know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Tyler
yeah,
will
whatever.
never control vampires, never to
It's like,
do
we don't need to
this
talk
in
about
December.
stonks.
That sounds like you're always right. I know a lot of us vampires ain't too happy with our lot in life, but we ain't always resentful.
That is correct,
Yeah,
Samuel.
obligatory
Of course,
capitalism's bad.
we
I'm
must
like,
be
we
careful
we
when
don't need to
choosing
hear that.
who
I got
we
the
turn
thing wrong anyway.
Choosing to live forever is not a choice casually made.
It ain't usually a choice at all.
But we will endeavor to break that cycle, my friend. We have enough clients already without having more resentful immortals running around. I know for a fact that vampires become misanthropic as they age. I do not need your perspective.
And now,
Yeah.
hold on, you ain't always right. You thinking we're gonna turn into misanthropes is limiting you from making new vampires, but that's just your thinking.
Very good, my dear Samuel. Caution is warranted when bringing a new soul into the dark, but I must consider perspectives other than my own. I have not had much good fortune with my children of darkness, but I am indeed not the only judge of character.
My children of darkness.
You got kids, Andy?
I had many dark children before I recognized the gravity inherent in doing so.
Yeah, it's like you could only take care of so many demon children.
I only wish more of my brethren could learn what a responsibility it is to begin the unlife of another. I know the internet is a passing fad. I have seen technology come and go, so I can trust my own expertise.
I think you're doing a little always right there, Andy. A lot of folks had unwavering confidence that the fax machine was gonna stick around forever, but they weren't right neither.
Well, in Japan, they still use it.
I still use my fax machine. It is the preferred mode of communication among vampires here in Germany.
Yeah, it's like, funny enough, it's like, it's not as popular as it used to be, but places still do use it.
Heck, I guess that just proves no one is always right about technology. I think I get it, boss. If I had found folks to listen to other than myself, maybe I
We
wouldn't
used
have
one at your
joined up
first
with
job
any
in
gang.
2005. Oh, God.
Perhaps, perhaps not. You had plenty of reasons for making the choices you made. Reflecting on them is what helps us to grow.
Yeah, I'm a lucky fella all in all. I did some stuff with those vampires that I was pretty sure erased any humanity I had left. but I was wrong.
Let me fact check that.
I hold up with were ready to help me no matter how nasty I was. And I know I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything.
I've done a lot of thinking on my own, but I owe them everything. Is that so, Samuel? Can you point out your own distortion there?
Disqualifying the
It's my old favorite
positive.
sneaking up on me, disqualifying the positive. I did plenty of work on myself.
That's right, Samuel.
I was wondering why that was there.
We just went over it tonight.
I wasn't
I was done
blaming?
blaming and ready to start working.
Excellent, Samuel. Your capacity for self-reflection, and so quickly, is truly inspiring. I almost feel as though my blood is circulating on its own.
I want to see a doctor about that.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just a fella.
You have earned a reprieve from disqualifying the positive, my friend. Embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we have had a productive session today. Let us not press matters. This is difficult work, and you are handling it wonderfully. How do you feel?
You know, I feel okay. Somehow it's better than feeling good. What happened is what happened.
Yeah.
Some bad stuff happened to me, and I did some bad stuff. And none of it lasts forever. That's the nice thing about having all the time in the world.
Your trials have made you wise indeed, my dear Samuel. Now rest, my friend. You shall soon share your wisdom with your clients. I wish you a good night.
Yeah, I believe it's early coffin time for me tonight. Have a good night, Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Rest in Pisces. Alright, it looks like we're probably going to go through another round of our clients. I don't know how many rounds with our clients we wind up doing.
Samuel, greetings. You look a bit pale.
I guess
offer
we'll
you
see.
something to drink?
Yeah, it... I realized I probably haven't been reading his journals. Whatever. That's fact-checking most offices in the world still use it. Yeah! I had a great weekend. I really need to get out in nature again. I saw a whole bunch of funny birds I never saw back home and just enjoyed staying out under the stars. When I did run into mortals, they didn't speak a lot of English, but they could definitely do the accent. I guess they'd think all Americans sound like me. I could get too close to them though, so I had to live on local wildlife blood. I drank from a boar. Not bad, but could have done without the bristles. I'm back at Lesbig now. Just learned 3 more cognitive distortions. I think I'm getting the hang of this thing. It's been a hell of a month. I've got a full caseload of clients. I'm picking up new friends at Embernock, and Andy says I've been doing a great job. I learned 3 more cognitive distortions tonight. I think I'm really getting the hang of this thing. I'm also learning a lot about Crimson. There's something special about that lady. I could see why Andy's a fan of hers. Seems like she could be doing a lot more than running a bar, but maybe that's me doing some should statements. Oh, I took a little trip to Dresden. Heck of a place. They had this emperor named Augustus the Strong who spent all Germany's money on porcelain. Wish I could have been his therapist. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, you got any drinker's blood?
I know you are joking. You will not dilute your blood before a session.
That's not what the script says.
Yeah, I know, you're right. I just don't know who I'm meeting tonight. Is it gonna be Dr. Drain or that Lord Luridus fella?
You only met a single individual last time, and you will meet only a single individual this time. Do not let Dr. Drain's avoidance of accountability confuse you.
You saw the guy, though. Lord Luridus ain't nothing like Dr. Drain.
And why do you think that is, Samuel?
Easier to blame?
Well, maybe it's easier for Dr. Drain to blame Lord Luridus.
Correct, Samuel. A mild change in personality would be within Dr. Drain's control. Luridus is not, and therefore, Dr. Drain relinquishes control. Prepare yourself, my friend. Let us find the darkness that lives within Dr. Drain.
Yeah, so definitely want to put some blame in there. Always right. He's very much an always right guy. Disqualifying the positive. It may be labeling. I don't know.
All right, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Do not fear, Samuel. I shall not let Dr. Drain hurt you, no matter what he is calling himself. Do what you do best.
I will, I promise. And here he comes, whoever he is today.
Homst.
Doc.
Alright, looks like he's normal so far.
Somewhat taciturn today, then. Well, don't be upset with me. I did warn you about that beast. At least now you recognize the urgency in being rid of him. Perhaps now we can stop beating about the bush and actually fix my addiction problem. I'm here to help, but if we're gonna lick this thing, we gotta do it honestly. And that means getting to the root of the problem.
Yeah, like, the fact that, you know, you got a split personality going on. The second game you've heard the word taciturn. Yeah, it's not exactly a common word.
I tire of this self-examination
It's a word,
process. There must be something
but not common.
efficacious that I can do. Perhaps some sort of aversion therapy. I am willing to do whatever it takes to make that villain just go away. Then you gotta be willing to address the big old elephant in the room. And what is that?
You're the same person!
You and Lord Luridus ain't two different people. You keep talking about him like he's someone else, but you both got the same brain in there. Complete and utter nonsense. You've met him. We share absolutely nothing in common. And what's more, I am fully aware that he hates me. Take a look at this note he left on my desk. That's supposed to be you there with the micro penis?
He wrote, "It's your little pee-pee."
Juvenile humor, to be sure. Certainly nothing I would produce. Ain't he got the same penis, though? Quite so. I have no doubt he does the most terrible things with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
So somehow he's got a different brain than you do, but the same penis. Something ain't adding up here, Doc.
He's got a point.
I resent what you are suggesting. I have no effect on what Lord Luridus does.
Blaming.
I know you're a pretty responsible fella, but you're giving Lord Luridus more credit than he deserves. What on earth are you talking about? You know that old stereotype mortals like to spread about us where we can't go into a place until we're invited? A ludicrous idea with no basis in scientific truth.
Okay, apparently that one doesn't work in this universe, but that makes sense because otherwise they wouldn't be able to go into this bar.
Ain't you giving Lord Luridus your permission to come in and do what he does when you take that plasma stuff?
Yeah.
I didn't invite him in the first time. I had no idea what I had created. That his presence would become an addiction was not known to me. Dr. Drain, you're a scientist. Your stock and trade is in facts, ain't it? Let's leave thought out of this for now. You gotta be my scientist here and stick to what we know.
Yeah, that's the thing about vampire mythos. It's like, the only thing all the vampire mythos has in common is that they're undead bloodsuckers. That's it. Any other details varies between country and region and all that stuff.
Very well. Yes. The genesis of Lord Luridus was in the actions and choices I took. Are you quite satisfied? Doc, we ain't here for my satisfaction. Do you really think that? Well, the fact that I am upset right now certainly lends credence to the idea that you are trying to shame me. I won't lie to you, Doc. The people that Lord Luridus has hurt probably would have a bone to pick with you. But I ain't here to punish nobody. That ain't the way to help you. In this room, we're working together. You're doing the hard work, and I'm just giving you support. Catch my drift, partner?
Yeah, partner, we're in this together.
And so you do me even greater shame through kindness. I can't.
No shit!
Come on now, Doc. You're jumping right
Not
in
allowed.
there. There are so many ways this therapy thing could go for you. It ain't we destroy Lord Luridus or Lord Luridus wins. Jumping right to catastrophe just ain't realistic. Already you're fighting him by being here.
He's like your persona. He is thou and thou art I and all that stuff. You gotta accept them as a
That
part of
means
yourself.
There's definitely something in the middle. And working together, we'll make things better. Maybe not completely better. This work ain't never done. Of course, I am forgetting myself. I'm not usually prone to extremes. I shall attempt to be more mindful. I ain't expecting you to be perfect, Doc. And I don't want you to expect perfection from yourself either. What I'm asking you for is self-compassion.
Yeah, be nice to yourself, literally.
That ain't erasing blame. It's just approaching yourself from a place of understanding. That's a scientific method, ain't it? I doubt many in the scientific community would agree with such a statement, but I believe I understand the thrust of it. We cannot address facts if we mask them in emotionality.
Right.
That's exactly it, Doc. I couldn't have said it better myself. Indeed. Thus my attempt to synthesize the thought properly.
Right.
Well, thank the dark powers that made us. Someone in here's the smart one. Very well. We shall take a strategic...
Don't tell social media that.
We will agree upon facts, develop hypotheses, test, and validate.
That's why I keep saying, like, yeah, this is Twitter's problem, this is Twitter's problem, this is Twitter's problem. Yeah, so it's like, yeah.
If I rely on the science, I will never be wrong.
If I rely on the science, I'll never be wrong. You're not always
Hold on a
right.
sec. Before we jump in, Doc, I gotta challenge you. Even science ain't gonna make it certain you're always right. The answers science gives you might not be the answers that are best for you. I just want you to keep your mind open, all right? My mind is always open. I'm a scientist. I'm just gonna reflect that back to you and see if you think that's true. You're saying being a scientist means your mind is always, without fail, open. Well, I suppose that sounds a bit ridiculous. Very well. I shall endeavor to ensure that my thinking is flexible. Well, sounds good to me, compadre. Let's start assembling them facts. Can I ask you some questions then? You may. Let us begin.
All right, so far so good.
All right, so you told me that the thing that makes your plasma addicting is how good it makes you feel when you wake up from your scientific perspective, what makes it feel good?
That's actually a good question.
From a chemical perspective, good feelings, or positive emotions, are the result of neurotransmitter action. Considering the specific emotions felt in the immediate moment are contentment and satisfaction, it is certain that I am experiencing an oxytocin and dopamine release.
Yeah, you stay away from social media for that very reason. Yeah, no, do not doom scroll on the social medias. Don't do it.
It is a primal...
You will hurt yourself.
In laboratory settings, we observe a constant drive in animals towards stimulating the release of amygdala-receptive neurotransmitters. I think you're gonna need to boil that down for me, Doc. I did not come here to teach, but so be it. Ask your questions.
Neurotransmitters?
Neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters.
Domo Road Dog,
chemical
welcome. How you
messages that
doing?
neurons use to communicate with each other. For example, social bonding reliably triggers a release of oxytocin, creating a sense of security and attachment.
It's like we're trying to help out Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde over here. Got that phase with YouTube shorts. Oh god. Rip.
So, if I'm reading you right, when I'm feeling all snug after a good feed, is them oxytocin neurotransmitters doing their thing?
You just noticed I had earrings? They are small. But yes, I do. If I can... See, I got earwings. Might be easier to see this way. Beep, beep, beep. But yeah, I got piercings. I like my little hoops. Yes, the simple English Wikipedia definition. AKA the Hideo Kojima method of writing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got them hoops.
Exactly. This process is an integral part of our brain's reward system, encouraging behaviors that are perceived as beneficial for our survival and well-being. So, survival feels good, basically. Yes, though I would not publish such a statement in an academic paper.
Limbic?
What's the limbic system do? The limbic system functions as the emotional center of the brain, responsible for emotional responses such as joy, fear, and anger. So it's like the part of my brain deciding if I should be scared of a rattlesnake, or happy about a belly full of blood?
Yeah.
Precisely. It plays a crucial role in forming memories and making decisions based on emotional experiences. Often called the lizard brain, it's evolutionarily one of
lizard
the older parts
brain.
of the brain, indicating its fundamental role in regulating survival instincts.
You're doing great, got a new CD. Ooh, cool. What a CD of? For this game, we're helping therapists out? No. We are cowboy vampire therapist Sam here. And our client is Drain, who is a scientist who has an addiction to plasma that he himself invented, and it gave him a split personality. This is just one of our clients. We have like 4 of them.
I've been called lizard brain before, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a compliment. So what's all this stuff really mean in the end, Doc? Why's this neurotransmitter stuff?
Yeah,
even
no
matter?
brain, head empty.
An intriguing question. Naturally, emotion does not have a practical evolutionary application on its own. However, these emotions signal to the reptilian brain whether or not we are under threat. Oh, well, dang, now I think we're getting somewhere. I think the answer's right in front of us. Oh? And what is it that your rooting, tooting brain can synthesize that mine cannot?
My rootin' tootin' brain. Yeah, he feels safer.
You don't feel safe on your own. Taking that plasma forces you to get that neurotransmitter hit. An intriguing theory. However, evidence stands against it. Like it or not, I am a vampire. The only thing that may threaten me is the sun or a more powerful vampire. I should not be experiencing feelings of mortal danger. I am not a...
Should.
It doesn't matter what logic says. You still got that part of your brain that says it's in danger, and that part doesn't care about logic. An astute point, and an inconvenient one. That we should be saddled with such vestigial, primal concerns is most unfortunate. Can't avoid the fact that we still got them human concerns. At least we don't gotta poop, huh?
Yeah, bring it up poop again.
And you were doing so well. At least I have nothing to fear from you.
Yeah, we're just a motherfucking guy.
It's true, though. We're still animals, partner. We gotta satisfy the animal. Just not through pooping.
Yeah, vampires don't poop. How they digest the blood? I don't know.
But we are immortal. Why do we have animal needs, fears, and emotions? What possible use do they have?
Labeling? No.
Poor Dr. Drain is diminishing the entire human, or rather animal experience in his
With how much
pursuit
the
of
cowboy
logical
keeps learning, and I
outcomes.
thought he was the
Quite
client
pragmatic
like you
for a
did last
scientist.
time. You got... Like, yeah, no. Believe it or not, the cowboy is the therapist. Got an album called Rising Chaos by Broken by the Scream. I never heard of it, but cool. What is that, a rock band?
But we are immortal.
I was
Why
right?
do we
No.
Poor Dr. Drain.
But we are
Blaming?
immortal.
Poor Dr. Drain.
Disqualifying the positive.
Sometimes, Doc,
Okay.
You are just too smart for your own good. You're logicking away all the good things about being human. I mean, let's say we freed ourselves from those biological concerns. Got rid of all them fears and insecurities and quirks. Why are we doing anything then? I don't know about you, Doc, but I don't want to turn into a computer. All them great discoveries and works of art came from our humanity.
Yeah, no AI. Metal, but yeah, they are. Okay, cool.
Perhaps it is so. Do you know, I met Isaac Newton several times.
But we are
The young
immortal.
fellow was
Portal.
motivated indeed, but it was his human vindictiveness that made him so effective. All those motherfuckers who called me a nerd are going to pay, mark my words, he would say. Or something along those lines. So, he was making sure none of those motherfuckers could hurt him. That was certainly part of it. It was not just the love of science that drove the man. It is such a disappointing notion, however, to think that we cannot transcend our reptilian brain, even when we are beyond death. We're dealing in facts, though, and I think what we're coming to is that your reptilian brain doesn't feel safe.
Yeah, it wants sex
Which is
and other
absolutely
things.
ridiculous. But I must admit that it is somehow true.
It wants you to touch grass.
Ugh, what a devastating revelation. Dr. Drain, for all his scientific achievement, is just an emotional little laboratory.
Labeling.
You just jump right to
That's
that
an easy one.
extreme. You're probably the smartest fella I ever met, Doc. You ain't a science god, but who is? I think there's a lot of room between being a lab rat and being the perfect logical being. You are, of course, correct. I'm letting my emotions get the better of me. Most unscientific. Doc, I want to go back to one of them things I was telling you about in our first session, and that's self-compassion.
Just look up dodo birds. That's how you change your survival instinct for better or worse. Yeah.
Some vampire apprentice. A scientist, like you, who didn't know nothing like what you know, and said they were down on themselves for all the reasons you are. What would you say to them? Well, I would explain that progress is non-linear. The scientific method, in fact, celebrates failure. That which does not conform to theory still informs theory. Any chance you could put the scientist away and talk to their human side? Well, I suppose I would say that it is fine, that all things are temporary, and the universe does not care to condemn them. So how can we get you to say them things to yourself, Doc? My situation is not the same. I was trained in the age of discovery. I bear the responsibility for that age. But if this project of mine, to create the blood that will sustain the world, is not what I am here for, then what is my purpose? Well, let me ask you, what's the purpose of a gopher?
They come out of the ground in February?
Rodentia geomedy. Rodents endemic to North America, known for their tunneling ability and as agricultural pests. I believe they are the prey of owls, snakes, and coyotes, and are omnivorous themselves, consuming vegetables, insects, and small mammals. I wasn't expecting you to be so thorough. I don't think I knew half that stuff.
Ishma.
I have come to learn nearly everything there is to know about mammalian biology as a result of my research. Please get to the point. I think I forgot what it was now.
It's like, something about gophers.
That is not encouraging. Hold on a sec, I think I've got it.
Gophers have a purpose?
Gophers have a purpose. Driving people crazy, that's what. Used to wreak havoc on the farmland back in Missouri. Absolutely ridiculous. That is not their purpose. It's an ill-informed anthropocentric philosophy defined and subscribed to entirely by said anthropocentric. I didn't know bugs could do that. Anthropocentrists, not arthropods. Humans. Homo sapiens. I am saying that you have created a purpose for the gopher that the gopher is entirely unaware of. So, who made your purpose, Dr. Drain?
Yeah, how the turns have tabled.
What? Well, I did, I suppose.
Have you ever heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy?
So if you made it, you can change it, right? But how can I change my purpose? I have always been a scientist. So that's what I am. All right, well, let's take that scientific approach and try to figure out who the man behind the scientist is. Very well. If we look at the behavior of our subject, myself, we can infer a few things. If we examine my behavior, one can draw comparison to a threatened higher-thinking mammal. I spend much time in ensuring personal safety and security. What about your more peaceful moments? What do they look like? I believe these feelings are only medically induced through my special plasma. However, Dr. Drain appears to be at rest when he is full and satisfied. And your synthetic blood doesn't do that for me. I am forced to admit that at present, it does not. Dr. Drain, what do you think of drinking something a little more fresh and human? I will not. I do not have to. That depraved vampire...
You're blaming.
It's for something common to all vampires, including yourself. We need blood. That's just how it is. Ain't Lord Luridus's fault.
Would you condemn a No. Said that wrong. Would you condemn a wolf for eating a rabbit? The wolf has to eat the rabbit to live.
Now, I know you ain't comfortable with that need, but you can't offload everything you ain't happy with onto Lord Luridus. That just makes him worse. You have not been listening to me at all if you believe I have absolved myself of all vampiric frailty. I didn't say that. I'm saying you're distancing yourself from your needs by saying they're Lord Luridus. Well, what if you indulge Lord Luridus once in a while? Maybe you could keep him from coming out. Do you not understand what I have been working toward for the last 400 years? I will finally be able to transcend this thing.
Oh, you're labeling yourself.
Look what you've done with your time here. Oh, forgive me for wanting to transcend the lifestyle of a female mosquito.
Mosquitoes suck, so I can kind of understand that.
Well, heck, maybe you wouldn't be so keen
I mean,
to
I'm
transcend
allergic.
if you didn't call yourself them names. We all gotta consume to live, Bronco. Ain't no such thing as a perpetual life machine. I believe you are trying to invoke the first law of thermodynamics.
What?
Refresh my memory. Energy cannot be destroyed or created in an isolated system. It can only be transformed. Oh, yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Well, it is a salient point, I must admit. Dr. Drain, we really gotta talk about some kind of middle path here. Back home, we tried the whole abstinence thing a few times, and it didn't go too well. We tried to stop drinking, and that just made people only do bad drinking. We tried telling teenagers sex was evil, and that just made them want it even more while being ashamed of themselves. What if you just tried to do some of them things Lord Luridus does? Just don't do them the way he does.
Yeah, it's like maybe go touch some grass.
I find the idea utterly repellent.
Get that ass by touching some grass.
Yeah, but then you go and take that plasma, and Lord Luridus makes the decisions. We don't want that, right? Fine. I'll drink some blood.
Yeah, exactly. Shamash.
But I warn you, Sam, the price of failure is most dear. If I should lose my
Beat you
humanity,
to it.
all of humanity will lose. We need to go back to this thing I brought up before. You're a smart fella, Dr. Drain, but sometimes you're forgetting vampire commonality. We've all felt like the world was ending, or that we're awful monsters. But them feelings are our perceptions alone. Yes, I'm aware. Perhaps I've been a little too human in my wobbles. However, you forget my training and history. I am not an average vampire. I was trained by the great Professor William Harvey. I have had 4 centuries to unlock the secrets of animal biology. I have a duty to humanity and to my own legacy. A duty I should not fail in. Otherwise, what was it all for?
You have a duty. No, you don't. Yeah, that's a should statement. He didn't say should, but
humanity? Well, that ain't scientific
that
at
it
all.
sounded like a should statement, even though he didn't say it.
It ain't just anthropocentric. It's Dr. Drain-centric. Nobody said you had to do anything. Remember when we first started talking, I told you about them should statements? That's what you're doing, compadre. Just remember that them shoulds are yours. Yes, I must be frustrating to you, Sam. I invoke the same delusions over and over again. Hey, come on, Doc. You should be proud of yourself. You know what the difference is between you and vampires who never improve themselves?
He's here.
You're here. You've made a commitment to getting your head on straight. And you're getting there, my friend. Already you're making some big changes and investing in yourself. I can see it.
The first step to fixing a problem is admitting that you have one.
So let's cut Dr. Drain a break. How about it, amigo? He doesn't need the weight of the world on him. There's only one thing he should do, and that's have a little understanding and empathy for himself. You get me?
Yes, I get you. Very well. I shall try to keep a clear head, and I will arrange to drink some real blood. There's plenty of it in the lab. I shall just liberate some of it.
Yeah, just if it's already like donated blood or whatever, go for it. Suck a packet like it's a Capri Sun packet.
Good man. We'll talk about how it's gone next month, all right?
Indeed. Until then, Sam, and thank you for your patience.
Hell yeah, progress.
I ain't got nothing but time, amigo. You can thank me by being patient with yourself.
All the same, you have my thanks. I shall see you in a few weeks then. Farewell.
Yeah,
Well
progress.
done,
Let's
Sam.
go.
I think we are starting to see a new version of the good doctor in the making.
I hope you're right, boss. That fella's awful hard on himself.
That is normal, my friend. Being a vampire takes a lot of self-acceptance. He is only taking his first steps in discovering them.
Yeah, fair enough. It took other people forgiving me for me to forgive myself.
And before he goes blood crazed next month. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna talk to his other split personality next month. Like this session we only got to talk to his regular self, but the next session, who the hell knows?
And now you pass on this gift of compassion to Dr. Drain. Now, Samuel, the evening is still young. See what the night has to offer downstairs.
That sounds good, Andy.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in Pisces. He's our teacher, but also our therapist at the same time. It's like, he's a therapist for a therapist. Because he is teaching us all this stuff, and we are also having sessions with him about our past. But at the same, but you know, it's like we're also a therapist as well, and so, yeah, the answer's both. Great session with the doc tonight. Sometimes his being a big old nerd can be a real help. He's looking at his problem more rationally now. Likes to blame Lord Ludris for his more animal needs. That is, he denies his own needs and Ludris fulfills them. Has a lot of his identity tied up in being a rational scientist. Wants to transcend being a vampire. Must drink real blood. Yeah, he's a Jekyll and Hyde. I encourage the doctor to drink some real blood. I think his head ain't clear because he's starving. He's not sleeping either, I remember that too. I think he gets that it's a biology thing.
I'll check in with Crimson. She's always got some bartender's wisdom to share. Howdy, Crimson. Looks like a nice crowd tonight.
They're always a nice crowd, cowboy. We like to maintain an asshole-free zone.
No butts here.
I'm not worried about you, cowboy. You had a session tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, with the doctor fella. We had a hard talk about what being a vampire means. He's having a hard time coming to terms with it, even after 400 years.
I can understand that. I've stopped aging for the last 20 years and don't know how I feel about it yet. How do you think it went with him?
Pretty
I
well.
think we're finally getting somewhere, actually. It's funny, a lot of vampires forget they're human, but he keeps forgetting he's a vampire. But just like we can't opt out of being human, we can't opt out of being vampires either.
That is true.
Must have been a hard talk, cowboy. I sometimes wonder what I am. Staying the same age, drinking Andy's blood to live.
Yeah, so it does seem like by drinking it she does have the cancer. So yeah, drinking the blood is what's keeping her alive.
Don't get me wrong. I like not being dead, but I still feel like I'm living on borrowed time.
Yeah, if you're a ghoul, then you are.
Is this a good time to ask why you don't just join the dark side? It ain't that bad being dead.
I'm just not sure what I'd do with forever, you know? Eternity's a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of us vampires can't answer that question either. And I don't think there's one answer anyway.
You could just run your bar forever.
There you go. So I guess I'll keep putting off the question.
Yeah, no, I get her. It's like, well, at the very least, she's given herself time to figure what she wants. If she just like, yeah, I might as well die a human, she can stop drinking Andy's blood at any time and then let her cancer take her.
But nobody's rushing you, Crimson.
You think I'd let anyone? But thanks for listening, cowboy. Now why don't you go mingle? There's a new fella in the kink room who's very interested to meet you.
Oh, really?
Guess I'll go be social then. Thanks, Crimson. Wait a sec, that ain't...
Greetings, my child.
Keep your distance, amigo. I know our kind ain't had good history, but I ain't in the mood for an exorcism or nothing.
What do you do with your forever? Play video games? Watch anime?
Ah, my child of the dark. If I were to exorcise you, nothing would be left when I was done. Only the good Lord is free of sin. We are all children of darkness.
This guy also sounds like he's Irish/Scottish. He's got a little bit of an accent.
Holy smokes, what Bible?
It's the
have you
dude from
been
Kiss.
I know my scripture, my son. However, I am by scripture and dark metal ordained, not by any church of man.
Definitely Irish? Gotcha. I literally can't tell the difference because I'm a dumb American.
So, you're some kind of freelance priest?
Yes, I suppose I am. It is the only way I can give succor to those who need it most.
So I gotta ask, seeing as we're in a kink room, what kind of sucker are we talking about?
I follow in the path of the Lord. I share my body, and I share my blood.
Ain't this a little blasphemous for your kind?
Hey, it's like if Jesus was able to turn water into wine, he could have his blood taste to you like wine. Why not?
To whom, my child? God is in everything, including you, sweet vampire. Can God blaspheme against himself? I merely wish to give comfort to those who live in darkness. And so, I choose to live in darkness with them. Come, my son. I shall give succor to you.
Well, alright. Maybe if you stop calling it that.
Yeah, don't be weird about it. Your hair's kind of in the way.
Gluttony is a deadly sin, my son.
Hell, I wasn't trying to be greedy.
I'm trying.
Ouch.
Oh, dang it, I thought I was in the wrong place.
There we go. The timing's a little weird.
Want, my son. Are you comforted?
Yeah, I guess I am.
I know those of my faith have hunted your kind. Perhaps we fear our own sin, so we seek the sins of others. I seek only the Lord in everything. As do we all, whether we know it or not.
You ain't wrong, I suppose. Hey, a little awkward, but what's your name, fella?
I am Kieran.
Kieran?
Means little dark one. The night always did call to me.
So the A's silent, and the C is pronounced like a K.
Well, Kieran, I'm Sam, and I appreciate the blood, but I'm gonna turn in. A little sleepy now.
Go with God, my child of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
He seems cool. He seems like a pretty cool priest. Judas Priest? Maybe.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. Are you ready for tonight's session with Signora Teste?
Wait, I read the journal
Yeah,
already.
I think so. I think we're making some good progress.
Yeah, I'm probably only gonna have time to do Signora, and then I'm gonna have to save the other two for next time. I get the feeling it's gonna be like after this third round, there's probably gonna be a fourth round. That might be the end after that, but we'll see.
That is wonderful. Remember, though,
Yeah, he's
that
a
the
heavy
road
metal
to inner
priest, you
peace
know.
is not a
It's
straight line.
Ghost!
True enough. I like to say I didn't make my path. Nature did.
Samuel, you have the makings of a poet.
Oh, I meant it more literally. When I was walking in the woods, I just walked where the land led me.
But you see, this is a wonderful metaphor. If there is a valley between two mountains, that is the path nature takes us on. We often choose to climb the mountain instead when the easier path is made for us. Your experience guides your intuition more than you might expect, my friend.
Guess it's that peasant wisdom the Signora meant.
Be careful with the labeling, my friend.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I ain't ashamed of being a peasant. I'm just folks, as we like to say.
Yeah, I like being a peasant.
I can see why the Signora has become quite fond of you. Are you prepared for your...
Yeah, I think with our progress, there might be some other distortions to focus on. Let me think.
Well, she's got her control fallacy locked in. Should's always a good one. Blaming. Always right, because she's very controlling. What else for her? What time's it for me? Almost midnight. Probably disqualifying the positive. She likes
All
to
right,
do that.
locked and loaded.
The people of your country have so many colorful phrases having to do with firearms. I do not understand the obsession.
I can't explain it neither.
I shall leave you alone with the Senora, Samuel.
Hello, ma'am.
Howdy, Senora. Good to see you tonight.
You are looking forward to seeing me.
Well, sure I was. You're an interesting person, Senora. It's a privilege to get to know you.
Curious because you have daylight savings. Yeah, no, America already did their daylight savings a few weeks ago. So I'm already locked in.
I suppose you have learned something of manners yourself. I thought a lot about the things we talked about last time, you know.
Oh, yeah? What about it?
About how foolish I was for wasting my time for so long fighting against reality.
Now,
Control
hold on,
fallacy.
Senora. Maybe you were fighting reality some, but that doesn't mean you were wasting your time. That fighting with reality is just part of what makes you human. It's your experience, your journey that you're learning from.
But if the aim was to control my family, I failed to achieve that aim.
Yeah, but that's real all-or-nothing aim, Senora. It's easy to fail when the conditions for winning are so narrow.
Yes. You are, of course, correct. Would that I had listened to the simpletons in my life earlier.
Well, I'm glad you've been doing some thinking. You were putting so much pressure on yourself to be the one keeping your family going. I can tell how much it was weighing on you.
I spent so long trying to fix them, trying to transform them into something that they were not.
Damn, we really are making progress.
May I talk to you about my ex-husband, Sam?
Yeah.
Of course you can. I know he gave you a lot of grief.
He hurt me deeply, in so very many ways. He was the start of all my delusions because I thought I could fix him.
I can fix him. It's like, see, that was your first mistake, admittedly.
I thought Frankie was the way he was because I was not an ideal wife. That perhaps he would have been faithful if I had been as beautiful or fertile as a Medici.
Yeah, because you like to compare yourself to gods for some reason.
I know I have been arguing with reality, as you have said, but the idea of a fruitful marriage, sanctified by God, this was the only reality I had. But that reality did not match with mine. God could not have blessed both our marriage and riddled Frankie's penis with French diseases.
Oh god, not French diseases.
French diseases?
We used to call syphilis the malfrance.
Wow.
Diseases don't belong to any nationality. You sound like a certain politician from back...
Do not insult me. Have I not suffered enough with my husband's disgusting malady? It was a painful lie to live. I could only conclude from my sorrow that God was testing me. Endlessly.
Not blaming
The
God?
Senora
Oh.
was seeking a justification for her feelings, and I believe she found it.
It was a painful
Always
lie
right?
to live.
No.
The Senora was seeking...
Is it still control? It's still
Challenge you on
control.
something.
Eh.
That sounds
I thought she was
like a kinda
blaming
hopeless
God.
Statement. Like you're doomed to keep being tested on God's terms.
Perhaps it was hopeless. As you said, Isabella d'Este and Francesco Gonzaga could not change their nature.
That's true, but here's the thing. Does that mean you were doomed, or were you just doomed on God's terms?
How about both?
I think this just needs a little reframing. I know you were dealt a rough hand, but it doesn't necessarily mean you were being tested. Sometimes we just gotta make do with the hand we got. What I'm suggesting is that then and now, a radical acceptance approach could have helped you.
What do you mean?
All these sound terrible. Secret arrangement?
Some
I
sort
don't
of
know.
Secret arrangement. That was pretty common back then, right?
What, like have him have a concubine or something?
Oh, we did have a secret arrangement. The arrangement was that he kept secrets from me and I pretended not to know about.
Had you ever considered talking about it?
I could not. You do not know what it was like back then. A woman, even one such as I, was always subject to her husband. I did not have a say in his affairs. I had to play the part of the good wife and mother. You must understand, I only earned my significant power by playing the societal game.
But he knew you were aware of his indiscretions, didn't he?
It was hard to deny when he approached me with that rotten thing between his legs.
Yeah, true. That would explain how he got the French.
So why not bring the issue out in the open?
He would have become angry, I am sure. Perhaps he would have beaten me and taken away the privileges I had worked so hard to earn. Perhaps it is pointless to tread over the past again and again. What has happened has happened. It has been nearly 5 centuries.
Good statement.
It's a hard thing, Senora. But no matter how old we get, the stuff that happened to us when we were alive is the stuff that makes us who we are.
This is why I always pick the should statements.
To think you
They're
should
easy.
get over it ain't being fair to yourself.
Gross.
And it's a challenge you created. Nobody expects you to get over your past. Heck, anyone who would have thought that's long dead now.
There is truth in what you speak. My father and mother, my husband, the Pope, even the Holy Roman Emperor, they are all very long gone. If I am true, Sam, I am still very angry about all the lies I was told. I may be harboring some resentment.
You don't say.
You will understand when I tell you of Frankie's greatest cruelty.
Oh?
I will tell you that the man, for all his fighting spirit, had very weak...
Don't blame
You
him.
blaming your husband's sperm for your having girls?
It could not have been my fault.
I mean, it's nobody's fault.
Senora, even I know it's just luck of the draw. I think you know that too.
Fine. Perhaps I just wanted to insult Frankie. But I will continue. My first child was a girl. I could not have been more embarrassed. Or so I thought. Until I had my second child, who was also a girl. I will tell you, Sam, I was a young woman in mourning. I did not emerge from my chambers for weeks.
They're just girls.
The next time, finally, I had a boy. My beautiful Federico. He was such a charming child. He would entertain me so with his clownish behavior. May I show you a picture, Sam?
Ooh, you got a picture?
Well, sure, let's take a look.
Look at him.
Well, yeah, she would have a
Isn't he
painting. That makes sense.
beautiful? He could have been a movie star or a model today, don't you think?
Sure, with those boyish charms. Got those rosy cheeks.
Admit it. He is the most handsome boy who ever walked this cursed earth.
Oh,
Why am I asking you? What do you know of beauty?
Did you put a wig on the potato?
Anyway, I gave all of myself to him. All my guidance, all my wisdom, and all of my love.
I mean, if he was like a clown back in the day, he could have been one of those comedy actors. It's like, if you're a comedy actor, no one's gonna care about what you look like as long as you're funny. At least that's what... like, that's usually how it goes. You could get, like, an entire movie series on just being funny. Yeah, my beautiful son, the Spud.
You are doting on him. Give him some air. How?
Always
Senora,
right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you knew what was best for your son, but ain't it possible that those people might have been able to help you? It's lonely work when you feel like you can't listen to anyone else.
Are you telling me how I should have raised my son?
I got a better sense of self-preservation than that, Senora. But you gotta admit, this Nosferatu thinking of being always right is pretty exhausting, ain't it?
Oh, that is true. And as it turned out, pointless. It did not matter in the end. Frankie, in his supreme foolishness, managed to get himself captured by the French. He ransomed himself out of prison with something more precious than all the gold in Venezia. More valuable than the Pope's. He sold my son. My beautiful Federico.
Not Federico!
Dang. That must have been devastating, Senora. I can't imagine how painful that must have been.
No, you cannot. For you will never be a mother to a son so beautiful,
Not Spuderico.
so intelligent, and so pure. But that was not the end of my pain. It was not enough to take my son away. Not content to merely break me, the French, as always, needed to corrupt. They sent my sweet Federico to a den of filth, a place where chastity went to die, straight to the crossroads of Sodom and Gomorrah. They sent him to the Vatican.
Why is that bad?
The Vatican? Seems like that'd be a pretty boring place.
This was Rodrigo Borgia's Vatican. It was a city of prostitutes and perverts, and he was their mayor.
Oh. Yeah, certain crimes.
My poor Federico. He was a boy of a certain age. I could not have prepared him for the temptations he encountered.
Yeah, they would have just eaten him.
When he finally returned to me, he was no longer Isabella d'Este's child. He was the child of Francesco Gonzaga, an experienced whoremonger in his own right.
Flaming? No.
Isabella's need for perfection caused her to no longer recognize her.
When he finally returned...
Disqualifying the
No
positive.
longer your
Okay.
child? You can't think that's true. You raised that boy, and there's no way he could forget you. Maybe he got up to shenanigans out there in the Vatican, but you're only hurting yourself by erasing your influence on him. Now be honest. Did he lose everything you taught him?
No. He still had an appreciation of art, for which he had some taste. And he had some political acumen, I suppose.
I'm not saying you should forget what happened to your son. That would be pretty unrealistic. But give yourself some credit for the influence you had, huh?
You are kind, Sam. Thank you. But it is hard to forget the child who returned to me. I am a man now, mother, he would say. I do not have to listen to you.
I'm a man now, Mom!
Which is why he died of syphilis, just like his depraved father. He did not even have the courtesy to wait until I was dead.
Damn! Rip.
Now do you understand why I prefer the illusion of truth and beauty I try to bring to art?
Yeah, after being surrounded by lies and ugliness, I can understand the escapism, man, but still.
My mother told me when my marriage was young, Isabella, you must pretend that all is as it should be. The truth is dark, but you must maintain your own.
I hate to say it, Senora, but I think your mama was spouting a few should statements of her own. Keeping up that illusion must have been draining.
Yeah, just being like, yeah, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, everything's fine. It's like, you're gonna break.
That is why I tried to create my own illusions. If I depicted love and chastity in their ideal form, I could make that illusion come true.
Control.
Well, Senora, if anyone were strong enough to change the world's morality, it might be you. But I think you know the truth is that you don't have that kind of control.
Then why am I here, Sam? Why are any of us here? Are we here to eat, sleep, fornicate, and die?
I mean, basically.
I know a few folk who might say that's why we're here. It's one of them existential questions, ain't it? Here's my take, Senora. I think you're here to be you.
Yeah.
I certainly hope you have something more intelligent to contribute than that.
I don't really. Here's the thing, Senora. None of us is going to change the world overnight, or even in a millennium of nights. But our being here, being ourselves, swings the pendulum in a whole bunch of unknowable ways.
I mean, a millennium of nights is only like 3 years.
That is a dark interpretation of reality. Are we truly...
Disqualifying?
Isabella sees imperfection as helplessness.
That is a dark interpretation of reality.
What
Control.
I'm saying, Senora,
Alright.
is not that we're
I thought she
powerless.
was
I'm just saying
being
we ain't gonna
pessimistic.
change the world on our own.
Well, she is, but...
Not everyone's gonna buy what we're selling, but some people are gonna get it. People are still out there talking about the art you brought to the world. Maybe fellas like me don't know who you are, and I bet that nasty pope from your time wasn't your biggest fan, but you can't help but be an influence on people. Just not all people. Ain't that so?
I do not know if that is enough for me, Sam.
Well, here's what I think we should do, Senora. All them efforts of yours are always facing outward. How about we spend some time on you?
What do you mean?
I mean, let's work on the things Isabella d'Este likes. Forget about the rest of the world. What are you putting in your art that's for you and not for anyone else? Is it a little embarrassing?
Hush. If you must know, it is centaurs. I like centaurs.
Oh, she's a horse girl!
Hey, I ain't gonna judge. Sometimes I like horses better than people too.
Oh no, they have something in common. Oh no. It's like, I might ship it.
Yes, well, they are pleasing to look at.
Now, how about this then? Why don't you pick up a brush and paint yourself up a centaur?
Yeah, you talk about art, make some art.
I have not attempted to paint for centuries.
This is just for you, Senora. No expectations. How's that sound?
I cannot believe I revealed this thing to you.
Well, you did.
I'm glad you did. I'm a lucky fella. I get to know an Isabella d'Este no one else knows.
And no one else will know, or I will make you suffer. Capiche?
Caprice.
You got a deal, Senora. I'm here to be supportive, that's all. I hope that when you come back next month, we'll be having a nice conversation about you finding your muse.
Yeah, find your inner haunts.
Yes, perhaps. Very well, Sam. I do not understand your ways, but I cannot deny you have a certain untamed wisdom. I shall attempt to paint a centaur. This is not what I expected from therapy, but I shall do as you suggest. I shall see you in 4 weeks then. Arrivederci, Sam.
Arrivederci.
Oh yeah, see you soon, Senora. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Well, well, Samuel, you never cease to impress. Centaurs.
Yeah, centaurs.
I don't think you're supposed to know about that, boss.
Yeah, that's between me and the lady.
I am 3,000 years old, my friend. Horse people are somewhere at the very tip of my kinky iceberg. It is already forgotten.
Okay.
Well, the Senora's pretty embarrassed about it, so I'd appreciate it if you kept it to yourself.
Senora Deste is wise to put her faith in you, Samuel. I will gently remind you that relationships between therapists and clients are highly discouraged.
Look, when she's all done with her therapy, we can hang out afterwards. Like, I think it's like 2 years after you've ceased services. It's ethically okay to have a relationship or something. I know there's like it's like X amount after a certain amount of time after you've terminated your professional relationship, you can. Not that it's advised. But you can.
Oh, come on, Andy. It ain't like
I'm
that.
just
Senora
saying.
Deste is just... You're messing with me.
Of course I am.
Unless.
I'm going downstairs. I could use a drink.
How many in vampire years?
Well done,
Don't
Samuel.
worry about it.
Please, rest in peace.
Rest in Pisces to you too, sir.
Poor Senora. That lady's holding on to a lot of anger. Reminds me of myself as a young vampire.
Yeah. The deeper I dig, the angrier Isabella gets. I don't think we're even at the core of it yet, but she's furious as hell with her husband and son. Adored her son more than anything. A little too much, maybe. Feels betrayed by both her husband and her son. Seems angry with herself that she wasn't able to control either of them. Maybe madder at herself than her boys. I tried to push Isabella to be a little more selfish. She can't control another human being, so maybe she could worry about herself first. Yeah, I was like, what do you mean be more selfish? Oh, about herself. Got it. I was like, wait, what do you mean?
Out in here tonight. I think I'll get some air. Maybe I can get to know Bert a little better. Hey, Bert. How's the crowd tonight?
Hey, Bert.
Same old, huh? So,
city?
what do you think of Leipzig, Bert? Real fascinating architecture here.
Bert.
Hey, not everyone's into architecture. I get it. So what do you do for fun here?
Bert.
I guess. Yeah, I'm a little introverted, too. Spent 90 years walking in the woods, you know.
Bert.
Yeah, there's nothing I like better in nature. The trees, the plants, the animals. The cities just seem so dead at night.
Bruh.
I can tell I'm interrupting. Well, nice talking to you anyway, Bert. I'm gonna head inside.
Have fun, mate.
So we can talk. Bruh.
Hey, Crimson, how's the crowd?
Hey, cowboy. Bit busy tonight, but how'd your session go?
Pretty well.
I think this lady's starting to realize what she
Yeah,
can't
no, he's
control,
just messing with
which is
us.
a lot. She's still mad as hell about it, but I think we're getting closer to acceptance.
I know how she feels, cowboy. I feel like I wasted years of my life in D.C. trying to make the world a better place. But it sounds like you are making progress to me. She's got time to make her peace. That's what Andy says about you vampires.
Yeah, that's true. We can take 40 years or 400, but that's up to us.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll whip something up for a hot summer night.
What's this now?
Blood margarita. Figured a
Ooh,
hot-blooded
margarita.
desperado like you could use something cold.
Oh, mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'll let you get back to work and take this up to my coffin for a quiet night.
Night, Sam.
Now let's see, what'll help me reflect? I think there's something Omar Khayyam once wrote that I can look up. Or I could watch Buster Keaton almost get himself killed a bunch.
How about we
Or one of
read
my
some poetry?
transcendentalist friends told me about this one. I ain't too good with poetry, but this piece always stuck with me. The moving finger writes, and having writ, moves on. Nor all thy piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line. nor all thy tears wash a word out of it. Funny how people in far-off places and times always had some similar perspectives. Omar's right. You can't change the past. Life moves forward.
Yeah.
I think that's enough for one night. Better get me some shut-eye. Got the feeling my work's gonna get harder before it gets easier.
Right.
My dear Samuel, greetings. How are you feeling tonight?
Honestly, I'm feeling a little like a horse who's about to be ridden by a big old fella.
I am not certain I comprehend your meaning. Have you met a special someone, my friend?
Not like that, sir.
What? No, it ain't that. I mean, I'm feeling a little on edge. Edmund's coming in.
Aha, our actor friend. What about him has you nervous, Sam?
He's just a lot to deal with. I find myself a little drained after our sessions.
Ah, yes. Challenging the reality distortion fields of those with narcissistic tendencies is taxing.
I know, but if I'm here doing this therapist thing, I should help him one way or another.
Ah, remember your own distortions. You are under no obligation to help Edmund. If helping him drains you, remember that you do not have to aid him.
Yeah, you're right. I still want to try, though. I want to see if I can help him.
I shall not stand in your way, then. Have you an idea of what distortions he might be exhibiting tonight?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, he's got that personalization, emotional reasoning, should statements, mind reading, always right. Yeah, he likes to do that.
I think that should cover it.
I wish you peace and patience, Samuel. Good luck tonight.
Alright, I'm gonna save here because I know these sessions can take like a half hour. So I'll leave it there. So it's like, I know I got him, I got Maddie, and then I got myself, and then we're probably gonna do like one more round of everybody. So I probably have like, I want to say like maybe another, I'm probably gonna finish this Tuesday. That's my guess, because Saturday, like I said, I'm gonna play Nikki. But no, this has been really good. I do like that the characters are developing. We're seeing them open up more. Like, they started off all being jerks, but now they're listening to us. We're able to see how they're thinking. Like, it's been really interesting getting to dissect them and everything. Yeah, thank you all so much for coming. Thanks again, for the subs and all that good stuff. Yeah, when am I gonna be in the game? I don't know. I'm not a vampire, though. Alright, who should I raid? Trying to see. Got a lot of options. Don't think I've seen his face in a while. So yeah, Nikki Saturday. They got a whole new event going on. I'll show you all the outfits I bought. And we'll do the gacha, obviously. So that should be fun. Okay, let me make sure I spelled that right. Like I said, we'll resume this game Tuesday. Good night, everyone. Rest well. Eat your vegetables. And, make sure you're eating what you're supposed to. And get sleep. Don't deprive yourself of the things you need. Good night. Thank you for coming.